We're on. Good evening. Right.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello,
Good
everybody.
evening. Welcome to chapel.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ipswich. So how are we all?
All good. All right.
Well, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, mate. It's all going well, this, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, it's going swimmingly.
It's nice to see we've got zero viewers at the moment. Oh no, hold on, we've now got 5. They've suddenly appeared.
Mm.
We've now got 5 people maybe enough to watch us.
Crazy peoples.
So how's everyone's week been?
Is the Australian?
Huh?
It's all right.
Been all right,
Been pretty
Chris?
bad.
How are you? Because you've been a bit up and down, haven't you?
Yeah. My feet issues have been playing up. I've stuffed half a dozen tramadol down my neck earlier on, and I'm floating like a fucking butterfly at the moment.
Oh, bless your heart. Not nice.
Been there, done that.
So I might be a little bit slow on the uptake, or my speech might slur, but I'm not pissed, honestly. Not on Pepsi Max.
So shall we just say hello to the folk that's on here? So we got hello, Gordon. Is it Gordon, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Gordon. Hi, Gordon.
Yeah, we got Stitch.
Evening, Gordon.
Stitch.
And we've got Woman Rough Rider. We've got Cat on here.
Hi, Cat.
Evening, Cat.
Hi, Cat.
And
hello.
Who else? Oh, I don't think there's nobody else announced themselves as yet.
So it's,
How's that?
wasn't me.
The fuck was that?
Who, what, when? Why?
Have you got a new cuckoo clock, Skeggy?
It's not me. Not me. I don't know what that is. There's no one trying to come in, is there? That's got to be Weggy doing something. Well,
Yeah. Oh, bless him.
He didn't realise he was still there, probably. I don't know.
He was here briefly. Evening, Tracy.
He'll be back. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, Chris.
You'd eat.
It's hard.
Oh, Carl's getting serious. The top's off already.
Yeah, I'm getting a sweat on already.
Not going to be doing more waxing, are you?
Hey, wax the nipples, yeah.
Oh. It's too early for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please.
It's always too early for that.
Well, I don't know.
Well, looking by your Facebook photos, I'm not surprised your opinion differs.
Judging from that picture on Facebook, you've already had your bikini line done.
I'm glad you looked that closely, Chris. I think. I'm a bit worried.
I started at the bottom. It was a hell of a shot because I always start at the bottom and work up. I'm a leg man.
Well, I'm sorry the top half is disappointed. I do love the way that Weggy actually put on there.
Chris, I know where you're coming from.
Yes, I have permission to put this up, apparently, he says. Yeah, I don't think. He's been hacking into my private server, hasn't he, little bugger?
Think yourself lucky that's all he found.
Yeah. That's probably why it's not on now. He's too busy watching the rest of it.
There he is.
Oh, hello,
All right, we're here. How you doing, lads? All right?
All right. It was nice seeing you all tonight. See you tomorrow.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
I hope you got your drawers on. I hope you got your drawers on tonight, Peter.
Oh, of course. There's no camel toe on show here tonight.
He's got a cracking pair of legs.
Yes, got a cracking pair of legs. He certainly got some comments.
Yeah. And
Just so we're seeing quickly, obviously with this new account, I'm using the Chromebook. Obviously, it would seem that for some reason, once you start hosting on here, it wants to kick you off. It wants to kick off the cam and everything. So I've just had to sort of reboot the whole lot. But hopefully that's all right. And I've just connected up to the Wi-Fi booster up here, which is hopefully a lot better. All right.
Yeah. Well, you're certainly better than you were earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, when I clicked on the join link tonight, my cam and my mic was turned off for some reason, and they're always on.
My camera,
that's what Peter says. You want to see his private phone.
I was trying to get you all onto my little channel.
Oh, no. Anyway, so gentlemen, how are you all anyway?
All right.
All right.
What have you been up to?
We're all good, Wegs. We already decided we're all good. It's that Weggy bastard that tends to fuck things up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's been the last couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I tested that new screen.
Years, mate. We've never had any problems. We've never had any problems, Skeggy, over all these years, have we? Hey?
We have to work out what's changed. What's changed? Who's made things different? Me.
Yeah. Blame him.
I think the only.
I was going to say you weren't there last week when everything.
I think the only difference is obviously. Is there a delay? Fucking hell! Is there a delay?
No.
No.
No, you're fine.
Is there a delay?
No, that's all right.
Only in Coventry.
Peter's got a slight delay there. Coles is a lot better than it normally is.
Yep.
Yeah, well, no, Coles is a lot better than it has been, to be honest.
Well, the only change we've had is actually doing it as one account, isn't it, Wags?
Peter.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I'll just check it. I think Peter.
Which one?
Peter's got a slight delay there. Anyway.
I've got a delay over.
No, I think what's happening is
my room is about there.
No, that's
that wall. So
from what I can see, everybody's got.
yours don't seem to be too bad.
Yeah, everybody's got a slight jumping about with the camera, apart from me and Chris on my screen. I don't know. Maybe they can tell us in the comments.
Yeah. Is mine the same?
Yeah.
Yes, mate. Yes.
Yeah. If you get some feedback from the.
Yours looks terrible.
Anyway, good evening, everybody that's watching.
Yeah, yours looks terrible. It looks like you're wearing glasses and all your hair's being cut off.
Yeah, there's a delay for Weggy.
Terrible, isn't it? Terrible. So I'm getting a slight delay myself. I'm just trying to pick up. Anyway, so what you lads been up to this week?
I had to take the bike out for a blast, test that new screen out.
Yeah, what was it like?
Yeah, it was good. I went all the way to 71.
What, 1971?
Took it down the dual carriageway at 71 mile an hour.
71 mile an hour, yeah. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite a huge improvement on the original screen.
Yeah, I bet it was. It's quite a lot taller, isn't it? It's quite a lot taller screen, yeah?
It is. It's about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches.
Yeah.
Taller at the top end, but it's got a little kick on it as well. So, being I'm not the shortest of people or the narrowest of people, it gave me quite a bit of protection. So it's quite good.
Yeah,
it actually looks good on the bike, though.
Yeah, I've got to admit, it was. I think the one I had on before was light smoke. And I don't like the clear ones too much, but the light smoke with the black looks really good. And this one came up, and it was such a bargain, but it was dark smoke. And I wasn't too keen, but it has grown on me. I quite like the look of it.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I never have the clear screens on mine. I just not into the clear screens. It's sort of same with the visors, really. But the dark smoke is nice. And then when I think one of the ZZR had the dark smoke, the ZX12R had the No, that was the dark smoke, that one, and the ZZR was the. You could literally see through it. The ZX12R, you couldn't see through it. It's basically opaque black, which looked nice. But it depends on what you saw.
Didn't your blue want the blue screen on?
The blue one, yeah, had a completely opaque dark black screen, didn't it?
Yeah.
They've all been. Hello, Nita. They've all been power bronze.
Hi, Nita.
Yeah, this one's the one I took off was MRA. I can never remember what the fucking thing's called. It come to me in a minute.
The Maras. The Maras with a little flip top thing for the wind deflection. That's all.
Yes.
Touring screens. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit that was one of the things that my boy was talking about on the other day when he came round to clean reefer. He reckoned he really loved the fact that it's got a nice sort of blacked out screen on it rather than clear. And I must admit, I think if I'd have bought it with a clear, then I would have just accepted it the way it is. But it does finish it off looks wise. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is just having a hunt around to get some clear indicator lenses and orange bulbs, just so that I can try that out rather than having the big bright orange boxes on the side. It just doesn't look right. And I want them to be decent size so people can see them when they're working, but I want them to melt into the background outside of that.
Don't tend to think about the size of them, Pete, so long as they're bright enough.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at Johnny Cactus's new ones he's put on his Triumph, Jesus, the tiny little bloody rice things, and they are so bright. So, I mean, obviously, placement and brightness is more important than size.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at a quick, cheap way of changing the look of them without going mad and putting LEDs.
To be honest, don't go for the stupidly cheap Chinese ones, mate. They're a waste of time. No. They literally fall apart. I wouldn't do. They take in more and all sorts of you spend about £20-25 on a decent set of indicators a pair, and you're looking at good quality. Anything less than that, a lot of the time they're ridiculously shite, to be honest. The contacts are rubbish, the solders are rubbish, and it's the actual where you've got the actual covers themselves, they literally fall apart. They allow in water and damp and all sorts of stuff, so they're not a lot good. But the LED ones are the ones to go for.
Yeah, well, that's why at the moment I just want to give it a freshen the look up a little bit, and that's why I thought the cheap option is just to literally change the lens covers for now, and just sort of hopefully having clear it will melt in rather than having that horrible big orange box on the side. And when I can say I'm technical. You should know me. I'm technical.
Are they the originals? They're the original indicators.
Yeah, the original ones. And once I can save up for a decent set of four and have them properly fitted, then yes, I will go LED. But I'm just sort of looking for a quick fix at the moment, just to for my own, just to try something more than anything. To be honest. Yeah, right.
I'll tell you what I saw today. Funnily enough, it was on the ZZR as well. It was where the indicators are. They swapped over for LED indicators, but they're also, when the indicators aren't on, they're white running lights.
Yeah, running lights. Yeah.
So you get like daytime running lights, and then maybe put your indicator on, they'll flash orange. Yeah.
Well, Murray, Murray's got the Blackbird, the one at the front. You've got with the mirrors, you've got the indicators, haven't you? So he's actually wired them up. So you've got the LED units, which are fantastic. So they operate still as the indicators, but then when the indicators are obviously non-functional or not being used, then they are permanent daytime running lights, and they're absolutely brilliant. They really are that good.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that I'm after, and I know they're going to cost a little bit more to get a decent quality one. So that's my ultimate aim, to go for something like that, just to give it an extra bit of white light on the front, both at day and night time, just to make me a little bit more obvious. The quick fix, I just want to change the colour of the lenses. Huh? I mean,
You can never have too many lights on
Not according
No,
to
it's
Murray,
true.
no.
That is true. Absolutely true.
Yeah, I was just thinking, anybody
No.
think you'd been unfortunate in the past there, Pete? You was making sure you see
Yeah,
them and all that.
I think
Well,
I need to attach the lights to myself rather than the bike so people can see where I fly to and end up.
I think you just need to probably just ride around on an indicator. Leave the rest of the bike at home, to be honest.
It'll go
You're
just
getting one of them little belts with the flashing lights on the belt.
Yeah. I'd say get my hobby horse and stick a couple of indicators on it. Yeah.
I'll have one of those doggy collars, flashing doggy collars.
Oh, Christ, here we go again.
What do you reckon, Lisa? Reckon that'll suit me? Oh, thank you, my lovely.
Anyway, just got to say hello to, obviously, I mean, I've come in a little bit later, obviously, with the problems I've had, but most all cruck and fighty. Good evening, Bar. Tracy Brown,
mate.
obviously,
Good evening,
Stitch, who was with us earlier on. And hopefully Stitch will join us a little bit later, depending on the Wi-Fi. Johnny Langdon, good evening, dude.
Good evening, John.
And obviously, Nita. How's young Kenny tonight, Nita?
He's fine. He's downstairs. Bless him.
Is he?
Knows his place then.
Bless his cotton socks. Bless his cotton socks, girl.
Does he have to live downstairs, Nita? Is he ever allowed upstairs?
He sleeps there, doesn't he?
So as far as she's concerned, he'll do as he's fucking told, and that's all there is to it.
I'll tell you what, mate, I've never had better cups of tea in my life. I was round there yesterday. Sorry, both of them. They're both level pegging, you see. Both fantastic. I'll have to come round again.
Hey, I'll have to come up there for a coffee then.
You have to, mate. Yeah, come up for the weekend, Chris. All right.
Yeah, sounds
I'll
like
tell it's worth it, Chris. She makes a lovely cuppa.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as it's coffee, I can't have that T-shirt.
I'm saying.
I'll have coffee.
Right, anyway,
Good girl.
just quickly then, is everybody happy?
I'll bring the cake.
Is everybody happy with the broadband feed? Are we all linking up properly? There's no sort of juddering? Are we all sort of fairly clear with the pictures and up to speed?
I think everybody's good. I think even Carl, when he was on, wasn't having any problems.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Carl's still sitting down there, so I'll try and switch it up a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, of course, we have John join us again. How you doing, John? I know you've had trouble with your new eyes, shall we say?
Yes. I thought I'd got them both in, but I found one in the plug hole when I got home, and I thought, shit, I missed. I thought my right eye was a bit blurry. I'm driving around all day with contact lenses in. The left one's been brilliant, but right one's been a bit blurry. When I got back to the bathroom side, it's like, it's in the plug hole. Oh, shit, that's where it went.
I wonder you're looking at me.
I'm looking at everybody funny, I tell you.
Could you see down the plug hole well?
I could when I put my glasses on.
You put your glasses on, it's like finding contact lens. That's a good thing about it. No, I was saying earlier, John.
It was on the ring.
I tried contact lenses earlier. I tried contact lenses a couple of 3 years ago, and to be honest with you, it was at the opticians, obviously, and they put all the stuff in, and mate, it felt completely alien. It's as if they just wouldn't start. They just felt wrong, and all he wanted to do was literally rip the things out. Within seconds of them being in there, my eyes were streaming left, right, and centre. And I just said, I said, there's no way. I'd made the decision. 10 seconds of these things going in. I said, no way. I said, just take them out. I said, I'm not going to put up with that. And I'm more than happy with glasses now. And yet, other people I've known for years absolutely have no problem changing the contacts. My mate used to change them on the beach when we were fishing. Funnily enough.
No, I must admit, I many moons ago, I tried contact lenses, and I literally they put them in. I walked off, I got onto my bike, stuck the helmet on, and it was absolutely brilliant because all of a sudden you felt like you had your full vision. But the problem is, I need them for driving and stuff like that. But as soon as I'm just sort of walking or whatever around, or if I get into work, when I was working at computers and stuff like that, I needed to be able to see, and I couldn't see without having to then take them out, and they just became too much of a bloody performance then. So that's the only reason why I stopped doing them, just purely because there's no point having them there just to be able to ride and then take them out. Yeah,
just check the comment down the bottom.
Yeah, I just fucking read that.
That's why we need Stitch on here to keep you under control.
Well, the funny part is, I put my contacts in. I bought a cheap pair of Poundland +2 reading glasses because they're only for long distance. So I've got astigmatism apparently. So they correct the astigmatism. So I got these reading glasses, put them in my pocket, put my phone in my pocket, picked my keys up, went out the front door, got in the car, I went to Skeggy. And I parked up in Skeggy. I looked at my keys and thought, shit, they're the wrong keys. I haven't got an out key on these keys. How the fuck am I going to get back in?
You don't want to say about your
Luckily, I've got a good landlord that's got a spare key. So if anyone wants to buy a Yale lock, brand new.
No. There we go.
Giggles is off.
We're cracking Peter right up down here. Look. She's going to go on it.
You're right, mate.
She'd be using them tenor ladies in a minute.
Yeah, give me a big smile.
Off, Wiggy.
There she is, like all her glory. Right, yeah. So, contact lenses. I'm not a fan, mate. To be honest with you, they seem a complete right, mate. To be honest, and of course, because I don't know whether you get through pairs of glasses, but when I'm sort of working, between me and me mate, we can get through probably 2 or 3 pairs a day with these cheap glasses. Just silly things, they just break. You sit on them, you sort of stand on the things, you drop them, you leave them places, and you never find them again. And of course, how many times in a day can you say to anybody, have you seen me glasses, mate? And every time you're still on top of your head. That's sort of stupid thing, I mean, we've all got it, haven't we? Have you seen me glasses, mate?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't storm it out of...
My mum has the same problem with her false teeth. They're normally in her gob.
I'm saying nothing. Why do you think I've got a gap there? A gap there, a gap there.
I've got gaps, and yet I've still got falsies.
I've got falsies. I just don't wear them. Horrible.
I don't want to know about it. All right, move on.
Sorry.
Yeah, same as.
What's up, Skag?
Yeah, Yeah, we don't want to talk about gaps in teeth.
That comes in handy for Halloween, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just put one of them tea lights in your gob and sit on the
Oh,
doorstep.
the are missing. That's the only problem.
Oh, bless.
Hey, I said a good thing on Facebook earlier on for Halloween. Put a bowl of sweets on the doorstep with a sign above it. Take one and fuck off.
Well, what we tend to do is just keep the sweets indoors and tell them to fuck off.
Like
Anyway.
somebody,
Yeah.
somebody was joking. I think they come to the door nowadays and say, track and trace, don't they?
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know, mate. Are we going to be no fucking Halloween this year?
What did you say, Waggy? Track
Thank
and
God for that.
Yeah, track and trace instead of fucking trick or treat.
No, I just read Kenny's message. I'm up for the coffee, but not the tea.
We got a hell of a delay on here.
Yeah, there is. With you, Wiggy.
Got a hell of a delay on here. Terrible.
Review,
terrible. Sorry.
review drinking areas.
I would say don't tell you say the same thing twice. Don't tell them to say the same thing twice.
Only broadband.
Blame the weather.
There is that.
Apparently, laptop in a canal.
Because I'm obviously. I normally use the PC downstairs. I'm using this Chromebook up here, and I'm using the fucking. I'm using the Wi-Fi extender as well. So I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it?
Don't know. I haven't got a delay on anybody at the moment. Everybody's smooth. Mind you, my fucking head is spinning so much I couldn't tell you anyway.
Oh, pardon me.
No.
Jaggy.
How you,
Better out than in.
how you feeling, Chris? Because you say you're on pretty strong painkillers anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I've had 6 of them tonight, and I'm
Have you?
Ow.
just floating around all over. Yeah, big time.
I tell you what, I bet
Feel a
you,
bit like
I bet
a
you
like-
actually
early
think you're
1970s
looking at a wall of
pop.
people.
Early
Mate, I'll tell you.
1970s tops and pops with all
Thank you,
that
Tramadol.
wavy lights and all that sort of stuff.
50 micrograms.
You want some morphine?
Nah,
I
it
touched
didn't
that
work
shit.
on me
Yeah,
last
no.
time. I had Oromorph last time, and it didn't work.
Yeah. I won't touch that stuff. Horrible stuff.
No.
Say that again, John.
When I was on Tramadol, they shoved me up to 120 milligram. And that, at current moment, I'm on diodocodine and pregabalin and amitriptyline, all as painkillers. So
I've got
your
a
progress-
long last got an
progress-
appointment at the hospital. So I'm hoping they're going to take the fucker off.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
yours
see,
for, Chris?
Sorry, Wegs, what did you say?
That's all right, mate. What's yours? What's fucking right? You
He said, what's yours
seriously,
for?
what's yours actually for, mate?
Mine is for bone disease called Charcot foot.
Called what?
So Charcot foot.
I thought you said fuck on foot.
Yeah.
I thought you
It's-
said fuck off foot for a minute.
Yeah, it's basically the bones in your feet go brittle and they keep breaking,
No.
resetting, and then your foot ends up
Really?
looking like a fucking hedgehog with bones sticking out all over the place.
Oh, my. Oh, wow.
You didn't use to any motor
Google
problem.
Yeah, you've had that for some time. We've spoken about it before.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
spoken about
if
it before.
you're if you're not squeamish, Google
Yeah.
it and have a look at the picture. It's spelled CHARCOT, Charcot foot.
No.
It's not a nice affliction.
Oh, thanks,
No.
Ken.
Not good.
You know. But your painkillers have got room to
No,
go.
no, not
you
good.
say.
No, you've had it a few years, Chris, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had it 2.5 years now, something like that.
This is fucking
when I-
terrible, this now. Yeah.
That must
Although
be
you're coming through
absolutely
quite clear. Yeah, there's some days I can't fucking walk.
Yeah, no, so
Other days
Right.
I can walk, but it's painful. Depends how many steps I do. I still try and do like 10,000 steps a day, but some days 2,000 steps is the max.
cool.
It's
do you know what's funny?
That's
You got your counters on your phones, and before you know it, my phone's gone up. Especially obviously being at work, and you sort of just happen to look at your phone, you think, oh, you've completed your 10,000 steps, and I think, Jesus Christ, and that's only halfway through the day,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we've spoken about this before, haven't we, Chris? You've had that problem a while.
Yeah. There's not a great deal I can do about it. I'm hoping that they're just going to take the left foot off, and I've got an appointment at last December, so I'm hoping that they'll take the fucker off.
Seriously, that bad?
Yeah, take it off at the ankle.
You'd rather that?
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, that much
Chris,
pain every day. It's
Really?
Yeah.
I just want it gone. Yeah.
Jeez,
Pain free is a must when you've got that sort of situation. So
Yeah.
Jesus.
Not
Chris.
nice.
I'll
But
just
do you
get a
know what,
prosthetic
Chris?
put on it. I should be fine.
Yeah.
you can have a
Yeah,
flipper.
I mean, it's like
Have a
like
word
this
with
knee,
Gordon.
This knee, I don't feel I'm progressing that well with it. Everybody says that I am. It's going to take time, this, that, and the other. I've still just marginally got a 45-degree bend, and I thought the other day, if that didn't do what I wanted to do, I thought, fuck it, I'd ask them to take the fucking stupid thing off. To be honest with you, I say it's dramatic, doesn't it? But it's it's just frustrating, really. And the trouble is with me the last couple of 3 days, I've actually suffered far more with the old back problem than I had with the knee.
Hello, Jim.
It just kept me awake most nights.
Hello.
And I'm now back on the codeine with a paracetamol.
yeah.
You're doing better on it.
It is what it is, isn't it?
I say Pete's dyed his hair.
Well, at least he's put his clothes back on anyway.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's it.
Good evening, all.
Hello,
I
Jim.
love the facility. Hello, Jim. I love the facility of a proper sized PC screen and fucking meters and stuff. Things that you used to.
I've got a laptop.
Not these fucking laptops.
Yeah, so why are you?
No, mate, it's all right. It's just, yeah.
Say again,
I'm just
Jack.
not a fan of laptops, mate.
Jim, take them fucking glasses off a
What?
minute. Jim, take your glasses off.
Blaring.
See, he looks just like fucking Guy Martin.
Who? What did you say, Nita?
Talking mint that.
That's it.
Jesus
Nita's
Christ.
lost it.
Oh well.
You'd be wetting the bed in a minute.
Yeah. Let's see who else is on this.
Turkey is great, apart from the tropical storm that we're having at the moment. Obviously, some of you know, some of you don't. But I've got a bit of a lull at the moment, so I'm hoping the electric can stay on. So
It's not doing too bad. Getting a little bit of a crackle on the voice, but the rest of it's not too bad.
it's better than what I have had.
Yeah. Well, you've got a crackle on your voice, and Nita's just got a cackle.
A cackle on her voice.
Yeah, so
Is
had a
Carl
shitload of
in the
Right.
background waiting to say Waggy?
Is Carl there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick me
Close
off
the
for a minute,
bottom,
let
yeah.
Carl come back on.
I was going to say swap and
That's
change.
all right, mate. I'm going to take a break myself, mate. I'm having problems here. I'm more than fucking pissed off with it, to be honest. I don't mind venting my personal feelings about it. It's annoying the shit out of me. It really fucking is. I'm not going to have another laptop in my life. I'm going back to my PC again. Excuse me a minute. I'll just try it. Do you know what? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna come away from this for a second. Just take me off it.
Oh, hello. Hold on. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump off and let Cole come back on. Hold on.
Hello.
I'm back.
Fucking hell, musical fucking chairs, isn't it?
Fucking chairs.
I'll get dizzy if you go round too quick.
Hi, Carl.
Oh, come on, don't start like, who did that?
Don't miss the bat.
That's got to be Jim doing that.
That's fuck all to do with me, mate. I'm barely just about fucking talking here.
Obviously, I know for damn fact one thing, it's not fucking me, because I'm not in control.
Yeah, that was John then.
Anything ever.
I didn't come in through the StreamYard site. I come in on the link tonight, so.
Well, I don't even know what the StreamYard site is, so. Well, I don't think I'm part of it.
Oh, so
Did you click on the link?
I clicked on the link, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did tonight.
How is everyone tonight?
All
I
good,
hope?
Jim. All good.
Yeah, super, mate. Super. Great to be here.
Lovely, jubbly boy. Oh,
Lovely.
Super great, marvellous.
anybody got anything motorcycle related?
Oh, that's a nice
I've
t-shirt
got one.
you got on there.
I've got a motorcycle.
It's all right, is that? It's about 10-year-old now.
Yeah, I think I got most of them now.
I'm saying they don't get old
I
though.
was quite impressed. I went down to Skeggy's today, and he showed me the what was it? The Enfield.
Oh, the
Himalayan, was it?
Himalayan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very impressed with it.
I don't know, Jim, how he's gone through life. So far, over the past 4 years that he's been out, he'd never seen the Enfield Himalayan. So,
Never seen it.
Yeah, very nice.
I honestly think if I sat on that, I might actually be comfortable.
yeah. Jim, was you?
Only a 400.
I think Jim was speaking Dalek then.
Crackling a bit.
You got the crackle at the same time. It sounded like Davros.
Blessed.
Yeah, I must admit the Himalayan is one of the bikes that I wouldn't mind myself. Found out they do an upgrade kit for 477 brake horsepower if you wanted it, but I don't think it needs it, quite honest. I think it's the sort of bike that's sort of, if anything, easy flow air and out, sort of inlet and exhaust, and I don't see point in going to expensive a power commander and so on. So I know a lot of people have talked about taking EFI off carbon. I don't see point in that, to be quite honest. If it works, leave it alone.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
Ain't broke, don't fix it.
that's it. You have to bear in mind that even in India, they've still spent millions sort of, getting it right as far as they're concerned. And don't forget, it's a second generation already, because the problems they had with the early ones, they've already put right. Because initially they had problems with, they'd sort of said, oh, it's a marvellous thing, you can ride it up the Himalayan mountains, and it turns out you couldn't, because the carburetor version suffered with air starvation. So they worked out that EFI was the way to go. And also, the strangest thing was the headstock snapped away under certain circumstances of being overladen from the rest of the frame. But again, another problem that they've already seen to and got on top of. So it's nice to see that they are at least staying on top of the fault finding when a fault occurs, they get on top of it and repair it, and any future one comes out better.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I wish there was a different engine rather than 411cc. You don't see it a lot, but I mean, like I say, half the time you can't use it back.
1200 in it.
You could.
You can always stick the 1200 in it.
It'll quite happily it'll quite happily keep up with the Honda.
What, the Transalp?
What do they call it? The big one.
The Transalp?
It's not the Transalp is the 750, isn't it? It's
I don't know.
the twin.
The Africa Twin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising,
Yeah.
I must admit.
It'll keep up with that.
Yeah. I mean, top enders would probably lose it because they're only good for a sort of about 85. But like I say, I mean, theoretically, it's not the sort of bike that you're going to be wanting to do top speeds on, and it's not the sort of bike that you're going to be wanting to tram down motorways on. I can think of much more interesting bikes that and more comfortable bikes I'd sooner do that sort of journey on. But I suppose if you wanted an all-rounder, then I'd certainly go for one. No, me and Pete was looking at some more, well, actually custom versions. I said I brought it to his attention. I was saying that I didn't think it was the sort of bike that you would sort of customise, so to speak. But if you look on YouTube anytime, just type in top 10 Himalayan customs, and they're not bad looking bikes. I mean, there's one in there that's very iffy, sort of called Wasteland or something like that. What a surprise that it should be called a Wasteland build, and it's a bit iffy looking. But yeah, it's yeah, I think I'd go for one. Certainly would. So what we got in the comments?
Right.
Come from the back like Floyd.
Question from John Langton. If you get a tire place from the inside, you won't have any problems. But not on that side.
No. Somebody, I don't know. I'm hearing a ping, and then I'm hearing a ping again from somebody else's. So it's almost like somebody's watching it on YouTube and somebody's watching it on your stream.
Yeah.
You're guilty.
So, John says, so what do you think about?
I've actually muted both my phones.
Yeah, I'll mute the other one.
I actually collect my bike on Sunday. I've got one to use.
That's good.
Not my first choice, but it'll do. It's a Hyosung GT250.
All right.
So
Gets you about.
Join the clan, have you? Come to the dark side.
What are they like? Have you any idea what the length of it is, Jim?
say again, mate.
Have you any idea what the length of it is?
I haven't got a clue, mate. All I know is it's a V-twin.
Yeah, my only reason for asking is I found a lot of the Hyosung to be quite short. I mean, the cruisers aren't obviously, but
it doesn't seem that short. I mean, I've read quite a lot of reviews about it, and they reckon that's one of the best 250s you can actually get.
Yeah, how tall are you?
Say again, mate.
How tall are you?
It's,
how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8". Yeah, so you probably wouldn't have the same problem.
Short in the leg and fat in the head.
Yeah, I'm long in the legs, so that when it comes to it, I want plenty of leg room, sort of thing.
Yeah. But it's quite upright, which is what I need. It's a very light bike.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to have a lot of trouble with my arm.
No.
So, and it's cheap. It's less than £300 a month to rent it.
Oh, right, you rent it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a long-term rental, and it's like £10 a fucking day.
Yeah.
So, with the option to buy at the end of it. So, it is what it is. If I don't like it and the house and everything sells, then I shall go for a Himalayan.
Yeah.
Because
I just looking
I
at
am able to
who put the comment up about
The Sinis.
Is that Weggy?
Don't know.
What the sin
yeah,
is?
probably. It's Suffolk Crew Bikers Bash. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I actually put that up about
did
the Sinners terrain. Apparently, they bought a new one out that's only going to be $4,500. I have no idea about Sinners. I don't know what they're like. I just happened to see
they're
it
not
on
one of the better
MCN.
ones.
Yeah, well, actually,
They're
They're one of the bit.
they are actually one
They,
of the Sinis are one of the leading Chinese makes.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
They brought it out to go up against the Himalayan, basically.
Yeah. Well, 380, it's along the lines of the KTM sort of spec in it, but of course, KTM are bound to have got more brake horsepower out of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually heard of Sinners or not, but
Really?
I'd say it's probably good value for money.
What you'll
suppose
tend to find is Sinis is one of the leading bike makers in China, and they make a lot of the other bikes.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they build the bikes and rebrand them as a different make.
Yeah, the Sinis. I'm looking here at the Sinis terrain. It'd be quite easily be a Himalayan.
Well, that's the thing, I suppose, isn't it? And I suppose if money is an issue, and it still gets you on two wheels, and most people are going to use these things on tarmac rather than out on the open terrain.
Yeah.
It'll basically do the same sort of job, won't it? If you're not looking after anything too special, I suppose. You just want something to get you from A to B.
Personally, I would go for the Himalayan because it is around the same price. And
Yeah,
it's a proven,
Yeah.
What, it's
it's a proven
4.5?
motorbike. And
The Himalayan's only about 4.5. It was 4,100 and something when it came out 2 years ago.
All right, okay. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, to the British market, it's about 4,100 2 years ago when it came out.
And it was about, I think it was 4,600 with all the kit.
Yeah.
You get all the aluminium boxes and everything for an extra 500.
Well, I have to say, if I was going to go for something, then I'd go for a name that I know, and that'd have to be RE, wouldn't it? Had to. But I suppose it comes back to how good is the quality of the build and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same old thing, isn't it? Some people slag the Chinese off, bikes off, and some people slag the Indian bikes off. The thing is, you've got to bear in mind that the Himalayan is the first proper. It's like Indian Royal Enfield's first go at their own motorcycle. Totally 100% their own design and everything, you know. So that was their first go at it. I don't think they did too bad. I mean, point is, one thing I've always said about the adventure bikes is that they're just far too tall and far too heavy for the majority of people, and the majority of people who buy them, they never actually go on an adventure with them. They never go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, they'll ride them around. They'll use them as touring bikes.
Yeah. What's the point of having 1,000cc heavy lump when you want to go over lumps and bumps? Well, you don't want that, do you?
This is it, but it's not just the engine size; it's the weight.
Yeah.
You know, more than anything, all that weight and everything like that. and it's just like, I don't know. I think in a lot of cases it's horses for courses, and you know, there's
Oh,
not.
Warden, hello.
So you've got to behave yourself now.
Yeah, I've got to be a good
Hello,
boy.
sweetheart. Oh dear.
No, no, you can't have an Himalayan.
See you in a bit.
See you later, love.
That's it. It's the age
You
of
can't have a Himalayan.
That's what it is. Isn't it?
Another bike we're talking about.
Oh no, you're not.
No, I know. No, I don't want a Himalayan.
You're not having another bike until you've got rid of a few of the ones you've got.
A few. I only need to get rid of two.
A few is more than two.
A few is more than two, is it?
Yeah.
I've only got 4.
Yeah. Tell her you'll get rid of it.
Oh, bless her heart.
Carl, you can send one to my place if you want.
I'll get rid of some of my die cutting machines. You can get rid of some of your motorbikes.
Can I fix them first?
Yeah.
But what you should say is, can I have another motorbike if you can have another die cutting machine?
Yeah, do it that way. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, you're too slow there, Carl.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else?
Carl, you can start.
Is there
Carl, you
anybody
can start back at my place if you want.
Is there anybody else waiting in the wings? If so, stick them on while I pop for a fee.
Well, we've only got Weggy, and he's not actually there. Just his curtains, but I can put him on if you want me to.
If he's not there,
Might be
it's
dodgy.
right.
Well, I don't know. Oh, hold on. I can see your head. All right. See you in a minute, Skeggs.
All right.
See you in a minute.
Is that thing working better?
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, hey, he's here.
Hello, Weggy.
You don't have to put me on like dirt myself. I can remove everybody and come back on and come back as a solo. No, sorry,
There's one good thing.
Sandbags.
There's one good thing about this system.
no, seriously, you carry on. I've had enough for a bit. All right.
Oh, damn! I was going to get rid of him. That'll have to wait until later.
Yeah. All right, let's get rid of his curtains. Look, bless him. Oh dear. I think Wig's in the grunt.
Well, I think
So,
I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. I can't fucking stay awake here.
Can you not,
These
Chris?
fucking trampadol. They've
yeah,
blocked
Watch
me.
out.
So
Yeah, that's something
Lovely
I'll just
chat.
kick you when it wants to.
I'll catch you all next week.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you anyway.
See you then, Chris.
Definitely, mate.
You take
Take care.
Night,
Yeah.
everybody.
Look after
No,
yourself, bud.
Cheerio,
Bye.
Chris.
And then there was 4.
the numbers are diminishing quickly.
Carl, I've just sent a link through to the messenger page. It's for the
I haven't got
250.
Facebook up. Hold on a minute. I just have to get Facebook up.
You have to be on screen share duty again.
Okay.
It's not come up on Hangar.
No, I can't see anything either.
It's on Messenger on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, it is. Dobby,
Yes, mate.
question for you.
Go on then. Do you want an answer as
Question
well?
for you down the bottom there, look.
Where?
Here, go on.
Where is it? Hold
The
on.
bottom of the screen.
Oh, the message hasn't come through yet, Jim.
Yeah, but is that for me or is that for Pete down below?
It says, Pete, how's your lady friend's new bike doing? Is she enjoying
Well, I haven't
it?
got a lady friend. So
Oh, yeah.
is this this gentleman?
It might be me. Yeah. She's not ridden it yet. She's had it 3 weeks, she's not ridden it yet. So, and I got informed last Thursday, I got informed she's going in for an operation. So, she's got to Ice Age before she goes for the operation. So, she can't ride it yet. So, it's stuck in the garage doing nothing.
Oh, bless. What's she got?
So, and then she's got a CBR 600 RR.
Oh,
Baby Blade. Baby Blade.
Yeah.
Honda.
Yeah, Jim, if you want to send me that message, send that message again.
I thought I sent it to you, man.
No, it's not come up on Facebook, mate.
Okay.
Ah!
Rabbit in the headlights.
That was the other call, then. Just going to finish making me a cup of tea.
Everyone keeps disappearing off today.
More tea, Vicar.
Where did Weggy and Chris go?
We can't have. Chris had to go because he wasn't feeling that great.
Okay.
And Weggy's a pair of curtains.
Yes.
Weggy's a pair of curtains.
Yeah, I think Weggy's had enough.
Yeah.
God bless him.
I'll just send it across again, Carl.
Weggy's a pair of curtains. There you go.
There you go. There you go, sir.
All right.
So,
There you go.
Skeggy, you been out anywhere lately, Skeggy? Have you done any more videos?
No. I've been out. I didn't record anything. But I've got so much in the library to get up. It's the same old thing. It's like getting time to do it and, you know, not getting halfway through editing it and something going wrong and cursing and going, fuck it. So, yeah, I've got so much footage, it's unbelievable. But so don't be at all surprised if suddenly a nice summary video appears in the middle of winter.
All right. Is that from 2018?
I know it's all from this year, although I've got...
All right, okay.
I'll tell you what, I've got stuff from 2013 all the way through to 2020 that never made it because you've got... You see, if you record every single time you go out, you end up with so much footage. It's just... It's impossible. Just far too much. What's that? So that's the other song, is it?
I can only see a very small picture.
Somebody put it up.
Carl?
Yep, that's the Hyson GT250. That's the V2 Sport.
Sport. Hold on, let me get the bins. Let's have a look.
Can you scroll it up a little bit?
I will say my comments right over the top of the bike. Yeah.
There we go.
Sport, you say?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they actually
Just
pitched it against the 250 Ninja.
Yeah.
And it didn't struggle.
Yeah, looks wise, it looks more commuter than sport.
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't they just call it a naked? I mean, they called it a GT, which stands for Grand Tourer.
Yeah.
On a 250.
Yeah.
Can't.
But I was only on about this the other day. Isn't it strange how, growing up, if somebody had a 650 or a 750, they had a big bike. Nowadays, I look at a 650 and a 750, and they're not a big bike. You know, I mean, they are. They're still a fair size engine, but it's what you. I don't know. I think once you've rode above a certain size for a while, you sort of go, "Oh, it's a tiny engine, though, isn't it?" You know, and it's. I mean, even going back to last year, before I had the 1900, I had the 1300. The before that, when I had the 800, even then, anything less than an 800, and you still got that mindset where you sort of go, oh, is it only a 550? But when I was younger, I'd look at some of that size and think to myself, wow, proper big bike. Strange how times change, sort of thing.
You mean when you had the 125s?
Well, no, I'm going back further than that when I was younger, Pete. Not younger. Okay, I'll rephrase that. When I was young, when I was a lad.
When I were a lad.
When you were less than half the age you are now.
A lot less than half the age I am now.
What, 37?
If you say half my age at 37, where do you live?
I live in Cuckoo Cloud Lane.
No, I think I'd been, how old would I have been? 18 at the time, I think. But I say, when I think back to when I was riding 450s and 550s, they was an average size bike, but when I got the 750, the 754, and I remember thinking to myself that it was massive. It was such an achievement to have a 750. You could bear in mind at that time you got your Z9s and your and so on, just sort of coming out, and you was, I don't know, the bigger bikes. They've just got bigger and bigger over the years, haven't they? The engines, I mean, look at the Rocket now, 2.5 litre,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very strange, but it's funny how you look back on what you've had, and don't think that, now they're any size at all.
I remember when I was a kid, I mean a real young kid, there was I used to go down to my dad's allotment quite a lot on the bike. I was, 10 years old. And there's a guy just across the road from the entrance to the allotments had got a Kawasaki 1000cc bike.
Oh.
And he'd not long just bought it. And he stuck his brother on it. And his brother was 6 years old. And he started it up. And he sat on it, and then he got off. He's on centre stand, and he got off. And his brother dropped it in the first gear, wound it up the road, and went straight through a brick wall. It was fine. It was okay. The kid actually got up and walked away. We were gobsmacked. But the twat took a 6-year-old kid on a bloody 1000cc.
Yeah, so they're quite resilient. Quite resilient to that age, Pete.
Yeah, totally bike.
They bounce well, unlike the bike.
Yeah, total.
I bet the bike didn't last very well.
It's funny, the old Z1000, I used to love the bike, but I've always hated the colour.
Oh, that was bright orange, I think.
Hey?
It was bright orange.
All Z1000s was green, weren't they? When they first came out.
No, I'm talking 70s, late 70s.
Well, Jim will tell you, first 1000cc Z1000 came out. Oh, don't know. I'm not a Kawasaki fanboy, so I'm not sure, but I seem to remember looking at the Z1000. What would it be? 1980. Am I right, Jim?
79.
79.
Maybe 84.
I don't know. I mean, back then I only remember ever seeing green ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying they didn't exist. I'm just saying I never saw one.
Yeah. Well, it's a bright orange.
Yeah. It's funny though, because it's one of the things, all Kawasaki, you've got your Kawasaki green over the years. It's sort of gone full circle, hasn't it? It's sort of changed. The only thing now is they put a little bit of metallic in it or whatever, or pearlescent. Back then it was sort of a flat green. But I've never been keen on them. And then, of course, the the 1400 came out, and I saw it for the first time in black with green accents, and I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Different twist to it.
Yeah, I think it's probably because there weren't so much green. I don't know.
I think just putting that's one thing I've always been put off with Kawasaki's, is that they've always been this sort of, like you say, this sort of almost in your face green all the time. And it's always continued all the way through. And if you don't like green, or necessarily a lot of green, it puts you right off the bike in the first place. But nowadays, like you say, they have been just putting little accents in. It's like when you see, like the Vulcan, for instance, they do a nice black Vulcan, but there'll be just little touches of green, either tape around the wheel or a little flash in the side panel or something like that, just to give it the company colour without being in your face. And now that I don't mind. That I don't mind.
It's a strange one because I love Kawasaki's. I'm just not a fan of any green.
Unless it's British racing green.
Yeah, well, no. This is the thing. It's like, I think the British Army are to blame. So when you've worn the uniform for so long, you sort of don't want to see fucking green ever again. But also, it's like, the strange thing is, I still love anything that's like drab green. If it's going to be green, it's got to be drab green, and it's got to be army style sort of thing. Then I'm happy. But if it's, I think a Kawasaki Z1000 would look a bit silly in the old British Army colours, you know.
It would have to be Armstrong 500 with the Rotex engine in.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever rode one of them?
No, I tried to buy one once, but the MOD wouldn't allow it to be sold. So
yeah, I was riding around one Green Lane, and not quite as powerful as you would like, and a lot heavier than you would want it. But
they were quite a hefty old bike.
Oh God, yeah. It makes me wonder why they went down that route, because there was better options available at the time. They obviously, British Army they did the usual government thing, didn't they? You know, they sort of took the cheapest quote.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even that. It was because it was the engines were supplied by Harley Davidson, so it was done cheaper for them, wasn't it?
That's what I mean. It's like cheapest price they could get it for. Seems to be about right.
I mean, they used a fucking aeroplane engine, didn't they? Rotax. Fucking aeroplane engine.
Yeah, strange. So I can understand, like you say, Gordon says that's why he went for the white Vulcan, because it's just white, and I think is it black and green accents, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or more commonly known as a stripe.
Go faster stripe.
I'm just not a lover of Kawasaki's, full stop.
I used to love the GTR.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's like I don't judge any bike by its name. I judge it by how it looks. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I love the SV650, Suzuki SV650. I don't like the SV650 Gladius. So therefore you're sort of going, well, it's obviously down to the design and not the brand name or the engine or whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, let's face it, there have been some right major cock-ups in designs over the years, and when it comes down to it, there's always a market for them sort of people out there who like that bike. And the weird thing about it is they're quite often the more collectible of the bikes nowadays, because nobody wanted them then, but now they do. You know, I mean,
look at the Katana.
Yeah, I'm going to say, unless of course it's a Bentley, in which case they'll probably.
Well, yeah, that was a proper pile of shite anyway.
In brown.
Yeah, you can have it any colour you want as long as it's brown.
Yeah, not the best, not the best. Yeah, I must admit, when it comes down to any choice of bike, really, there's just like, I don't go by brand names. I mean, don't get me wrong, a certain brand name, if it's Japanese, then I'm happy. I'll then check out the bike, see what it is. If it's
But
anything,
the thing of it is now, though, Skeggy, is a lot of these Japanese bikes are built in China.
exactly. It's the smaller CCs, generally 400 and below that are built in China, but you know, I mean,
No, not now. I mean, like the MTs. Some of the MTs are built in China. I mean, Yamaha is one of the main ones that build in China. Honda has another one.
I think Suzuki were the first one to have a Suzuki plant in China. But they were only producing the GN 125s and things like that to start with.
Yeah.
They haven't expanded it since. They did the what was it called? They did a little 250 street bike. Guys, pity. What do you call it? It's not on here tonight. Otherwise, he'd let us know because he had one. Yeah.
Gordon's put a picture of his bike on the Facebook chat, so I've just shared it. If you want to have a look.
Kawasaki 650 Vulcan.
It's actually got more green on than I realised. Unless you've had
they come in various different stages, don't they? Is anybody able to share that?
I'm not sure how to share it.
Come on, Carl.
Carl, are you?
Hold on.
Are you able?
Carl, I've shared the page if you want to have a look at it.
Hold on, mate.
Dobby's gone sideways.
Yeah.
Have I gone sideways, have I?
Yeah.
What? How have I gone sideways?
Yeah, I don't know. Sideways.
I was looking at something.
No comment.
Sorry.
Did you turn your head like that?
What? Like that? Ooh.
There is.
He'll probably let us know. Who's screen sharing that, Pete?
No, me.
No, but is it Pete that's screen sharing it from his screen?
No, it's me screen sharing it.
No, not that one.
Right. Well, I just wondered if you press Control and scroll, then you'll make your picture bigger.
What, Control and scroll?
Yeah.
Control, scroll.
There you go. Bit bigger. You can do it. You can do it, sir. Bit
Go
bigger.
on.
There you go. Right. So, quick question, Gordon. Is the green on there a transfer, or is it paint? Gordon's quickly typing away like a maniac in the. What happened there?
I presume it's probably custom made.
That's
I don't.
Scroll up, scroll down.
No, it's me. I'm trying.
You're doing well, Carl.
Cheap laptop, mate. There we go.
There you go. According to your wife, you're very trying, mate. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Gordon will probably let us know whether that is a green transfer or actually a green paintwork. I've got a feeling that it's like a decal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. I mean, they're messed up on his bike. You know, when they came over here for his test ride. I paid for his test ride. He came over here and stopped the night. We went up to Mablethorpe, and he said, "Oh, my handlebars need tightening a bit." And so they've had a look, and I pushed them, and they moved. So we went back to mine, and we tightened them up. And then when he took it back for its first service, before actually, to say that he weren't happy with the handlebars being loose, they found out that he hadn't got the permanent bolts in the handlebars. He'd got the transportation bolts in. They hadn't changed the oil and serviced it, and all the PPI basically just hadn't been done. Not PPI. Yeah, PPI.
No, PDI.
PDI. Yes.
Yeah.
Pre-delivery inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Really?
out your arse and answer the fucking question.
Please.
You've gone for a pee, hasn't he? I'll tell you what, while you've gone for a pee, I'm going to have a little bit of the bishop's finger. Oh, she said, and then she fainted.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, I say, missus.
That's a gas one. Don't think they'll mind me. You don't think they'll mind me putting the bishop's finger in the hobgoblin, will they?
No, I don't think that'll be a problem. I'm trying to think if to have some Thatcher's Vintage, Abbott Ale, or some McEwen's Headspace.
Oh, I think Thatcher's really, rather than any McEwen's is not going to be good for you, mate.
Oh, McEwen's, that's nice. That's a Headspace. I like that. Scotch whiskey beer.
Answer to your question, Skeggy.
No, the tank's paint, the fender's decal, not about 8 months after my leg amputated, and an Isle of Man. That was where the pick's taken. There you go. Why am I reading it? I'm reading it in small in the bottom rather than actually on the main screen.
Well, on the Isle of Man. That's somewhere I've got to go one day. That's on my list. I'd love to go there. Wow, that's the start line, isn't it? Wow.
It's a bit of concrete. Whether it's the start line, I have no idea.
It's the top of Bray Hill.
So.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that's, I don't know, I've never been interested in going. As much as I love bikes, I love riding bikes, and I love sort of actually being at trackside. But I'm no interested in watching it. I don't know.
The trouble is when you stand on, I can imagine when you stand there, you literally see them. They go so bloody quick. You just see this blur go past, and then you got to wait another 30 seconds before somebody else comes along.
Yeah.
Like
you say, in a lot of cases, it's a lot more than 30 seconds. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
That's it for a while.
Yeah. And then sit down and put the barbecue on.
I've actually got a spot where I want to go to when I do finally get over there.
Sorry, Jim, what?
I've actually picked a spot where I want to go to when I actually get over there.
All right.
When they come down by the bungalow and go over the railway line, as you come up the other side, they've got Joey's statue.
Back in a minute.
Yeah.
If you sit there, you actually see him coming across the top and then down into the bungalow, then across the railway lines and out the other side. And that's the longest part you get to see them.
Yeah, somewhere where you've actually got a decent view of them. Racing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we were looking to go to Joey's statue and set up there.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd like to go just to say I've been to the Isle of Wight, because I've not been to Isle of Wight. Isle of Man.
The Isle of Wight
Yeah.
GT.
What I meant to say was just to say I've been to the Isle of Man, because I've only ever been to the Isle of Wight.
Well, I'm not so bothered about going to the TT. I mean, I'd go to the Classic, because obviously that's the older bikes.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
And it's easier to get to that than it is to actually get to the TT week.
Yeah, I would imagine so, yeah.
So it's just as good. I mean, obviously, it's just the older bikes, and I'd rather watch the older bikes than the newer bikes.
Yeah, I got offered free tickets to go to Cadwell Park the other week.
I used to be at Cadwell Park every bloody week.
Yeah, I didn't want to go. I couldn't be bothered. I'm not a race fan, so I just like riding and cruising. I don't like sitting there watching people go around at 120 mile an hour around the corner.
No, I used to be at at Cadwell every week, well every weekend, but it was in the capacity of St John Ambulance.
Yeah.
And
I don't mind going to the races and whatnot, not as long as you can actually have a waltz around the paddock.
yeah. This is it. I mean, the worst thing I ever did there was pick somebody's helmet up and it had a head inside. It wasn't the nicest thing.
Nah.
Yeah.
I was actually spoilt because my sister's husband used to ride at TT. He used to ride bike and sidecar. And in his garage at home was the bike and sidecar, Kawasaki 1300.
So you used it as a roller skate?
Yeah. And it was road legal. But it stuck to road like glue and it was quick. Yeah, so.
Well, I never.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gordon agrees with me.
And very low. It got a custom frame on it and it got custom wheels on it and you name it, it got it and it was shit, it was quick.
Well, the one they used to use up at Slipstream Motorcycles up here, they used to have a daytime MOT on it.
Yeah.
Purely and simply so they could. Yeah, they used to have daytime MOT on it just so they could test it up and down the bypass.
Yeah.
Do it for the speed limit, of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a motorcycle mechanic would never break the law.
No, they wouldn't do that. Especially not on a Saturday morning.
No motorcycle mechanic would break the law. Would they, Jim?
Don't speak to me about it. I don't break the law.
They wouldn't break the law, honest. They wouldn't break the law, honest.
And if he did it, someone else's number plate.
No, officer, I wasn't doing 140 mile an hour.
No.
No, I don't own that bike.
Oh, sorry, I assumed it was in kilometres, officer.
Yes. I was reading the kilometres, officer, not the miles per hour.
Oh dear. No, I must admit, when it comes to racing, I'd much sooner either be on the bike or I mean, Kat had right, one more wolf rider there. She got the right idea. You know, she got the classic Honda and race it round Cadwell and Donington and so on. You know, and I think she was part of the what was it? I don't know if she's still there. She'll tell us. But it was the Classic Honda or Owners Club or something like that.
Mm.
But basically, anything that was, I think it was pre-72, was allowed to go round. And one of the things where you're allowed to go round on parade laps, but not race. You're not allowed to race. And everybody sort of went, yeah, all right then.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Ride round after me and kick me off?
I must admit, the track day is something I'd love to do. I'd love a go at that, but I don't. It sounds terrible, but I wouldn't want to take my own bike around the track. Just purely because if I smack the bloody thing up, I'll be pissed off.
Well, theoretically, you'd be smashed up yourself anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
It depends on what repairs quickest, you or your bike.
Yeah.
The bike can only go as fast as your capabilities, mate.
That's right. I mean, do you have any favourite tracks? Any of you? I know personally, I'd love to take a bike around Suzuka.
We're going to Sega.
No. I don't see pointing corkscrew on a bike.
No, I love that corkscrew. That absolutely amazes me every time I step. But to ride it is a different thing, maybe. But it just seems so phenomenal.
Actually ended Jamie Whittam's career, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you've got something like Suzuka, you've got such a diverse track in the switchbacks, left, right, sort of thing, and you've got sort of flat outs. You've got corners that aren't corners on a bike, if you know what I mean, because they're still flat out. But at the same time of day, there are other tracks that there's so many tracks out there, aren't there? I mean, I forget one. Yeah, sometimes fucking hate my memory. It's shite.
I fancied the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife.
I've been around a couple of tracks, and I think my fastest has got to be the fastest has got to be Thruxton by a mile. It's fucking amazing because you're full cap for 3/4 of the fucking lap.
Yeah, I must admit, I've been round Thruxton flat out for most of the lap, but it's not as much fun in a V6 ambulance.
But yeah, I've done Snetterton before they changed it on a Kawasaki what was it? Super Sport 600.
Oh, I bet that was
nice. The only bit I really enjoyed was the centre straight.
Yeah,
because that had one of the longest straights going, didn't it, at the time before they started fucking around with it.
I should imagine you were flat out way before the end.
You cracked the throttle halfway round Sear, and then you got onto the straight, and by the time you got down to the S's, you get to number 1 marker, and you're jumping on the anchors, and the back end is sliding about, so you can get around the S's into the bomb hole. But that was a cracking track before they started pissing about with it.
Another one that's supposed to be really nice is Knockhill, isn't it? That's supposed to be a good riders.
Well, it's all right, but you've always got to pack your woolies, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's always mildly moist.
I would say it's a bit more than mildly moist. It's fucking cold and wet.
But yeah,
that'd be no good for me then.
The off-putting thing about the old Snetterton track is as you come out of the bomb hole round into Coram, it's actually an offset camber.
Yes.
So the bike is wanting to go off into the fucking grass and into the barrier.
Imagine that in a Lotus 7.
Yeah.
I went round there as a passenger in a Lotus 7 and I just thought, I don't like this.
Yeah, the fucking car's going, well, I don't want it to go.
I don't like this. I didn't like to be quite honest, I didn't like the fact that I weren't in control. But yeah, I must admit, no matter whether it's a bike, a car, or whatever it is, I like to be in control of whatever we're moving.
What about Snetterton? That's a nice local one for me.
The thing about Snetty, when you used to get on the back straight, on the centre straight, it's amazing how quick you're going through the gears, and then you're in at the top, and it's just so fucking quick. When you're on like a super sport bike, like the gear changes are just so bloody quick, and you got to be on it, or you're fucking up big time. So
that's the only place I've ever been to see racing. Actually, is Snetterton, British sports bikes, years and years ago now. Absolutely loved it. Standing by trackside and the noise and the smell and everything, it just absolutely blew me away.
Yeah.
Seeing them just coming towards you like absolutely fucking nutters, and especially on the first couple of laps when they're all together, it's absolutely bloody madness. But I must admit, I'd love a go at that. I really would. I'd hate to know what sort of time I could produce, to be honest, though.
It wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter
It
because
wouldn't matter.
it wouldn't. The fact that you enjoyed yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would. I really would enjoy it
without fucking breaking yourself or the bike.
I mean, the thing is, as an amateur, there's always somebody quicker than you.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we should go and watch the track days, and obviously being Snetterton, there's like a few bike racing teams up that way. And they were testing the Aprilia V4. the superbike. They were actually testing it the day we went, and the fucking noise. I mean, you had to put ear defenders on because it was so loud. It
Really?
really was.
My God.
It's like, yeah.
Jesus.
I think the
Yeah,
thing
that's
that got
before
me
they-
most is the when you suddenly see a bike banking over full right, and then all of a sudden it's literally laying down on the right hand side, and then all of a sudden it's laying down on the left hand side so quickly. You
Yeah,
just think,
yeah.
fuck, how did that not fall over? You know what I mean? It was just like when you actually
Yeah,
watch
was
it the first time, that sort of thing.
RS34, and that was before they had to put the silencers in the superbikes.
Yeah,
And that thing was just so fucking loud. I mean, it hurt your ears when it went past. That's how loud it was. I mean, we was on the pit straight wall when they were going past, and it was like,
yeah.
fucking hell. You
But
couldn't hear
I
yourself.
reckon, I think that one of the only ones that's not governed now like that is IndyCar racing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
IndyCar racing is one of the few that's not sort of politically correct when it comes to noise levels and so on.
But
Don't seem to give a shit.
I think all the racetracks now in the UK, they've got a sound restriction on them, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah, because they allow them to build houses closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody goes, hey, I
Oh, they go, oh,
want
it's
a house
too
next to a
loud.
racetrack and it's too loud.
Well, you always say you bought a fucking house next to a racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy up at Cadwell Park. He moans every year. He's complained to the council and all sorts, and he's had all sorts put in place because of his noise levels.
I understand that sort of attitude, because at the end of the day, if it's there and you move next to it, then tough shit. If you've been living there for 20 years and they suddenly build this bloody thing there and they're then disturbing you, you've got a potential argument, but you don't move next to somewhere, do you?
It's like these fucking dickheads that live near Heathrow Airport and they're complaining about the fucking noise. Well, move.
Yeah.
You know, it's an airport. You know, you're in the flight path for the fucking airport.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
Skegness Stadium is a stock car stadium, and it's been going, fucking hell, must have been since the 50s, 60s. Probably before, I don't know. I know I used to come here as a kid, and you could hear the stock cars at night time. I live here now, and you can hear the stock. It'd be like me moving into Skegness and going, "Oh, what's that noise? That's uncalled for," sort of thing. I'm going to put a complaint to the councillor about that. Oh, fuck off! It was here before you was. Fuck off.
Yeah. We haven't had it lately because of the bloody COVID, but even where I am, you can still hear the Vauxhall track, Speedway, or they have bangers and stuff. You can still hear it. Hear this drone in the background. Of, you can, that constant sort of drone of going around and around in a circle attitude. And I'm quite a few miles away, but you can still hear it. But it's just what it is. It's there, and it always has been. Like you say, since that one's probably been there since the 60s. You just accept it for what it is. Don't like it, move somewhere else.
That's it.
It's similar to the nightclubs and stuff, and live venues and whatever people move next door to and suddenly start whinging. Well, you move next door to it. Yeah,
but it was quiet when they actually viewed the place, so they thought it was perfectly fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Skegness Stadium opened in 1977, apparently.
Wow.
So, like I say, I know. I used to come on holiday as a kid, and we used to go to it then. That would have made me 12 years old when it opened, which is about right. And I say the noise from that, and that's probably about three miles as the crow flies.
8 years old.
And you can hear it clear as day.
Well, you see, to me, that doesn't, that's nothing. It's just something that happens. Like with Vauxhall, it's once every other Thursday night you might hear this drone in the background. But that said, you see, if you sit in your garden all you can hear is the drone from the A12 and the A14, and and the Orwell Bridge and stuff like that.
Yeah. So all it's doing is the Vauxhall track is droning out the rest of the
Yeah. And so what? Noise is noise. There's not a lot you can do about it, is there?
Yeah.
No,
I must admit, like Gordon's put saying thing at Manuel Clark, the track was there before the hours was. He's quite right.
Mallory is supposed to be a nice track to ride as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never been around Mallory. Been round Snetterton, Donington, Cadwell. One of them's just a dedicated go-kart track, but it's a big one. It's a big one out Peterborough way, and it's fucking awesome, to be quite honest. You wouldn't think it were a go-kart track because it's quite big. It's more than big enough for a bike to race around, sort of thing,
Wow.
Can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's a competition go-kart track.
Isn't that where Hamilton started off?
Probably, yeah. I think one of the best things I've ever actually watched was lawnmower racing. Absolutely hilarious because they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny, especially when they've got a problem or something like that. They'll do anything to get it. And some of them, you think, that just don't look safe. I mean, thankfully there's no blades on them or anything, but
so they say.
Well, yeah, there's not supposed to be.
That's a bit like
you throw the anchor off the back of it to stop you.
I think that's a bit like the fucking moped racing, isn't it? I can't remember where they do it, but they get all these old shitty old mopeds and fucking roar around the field and shit, don't they?
Well, to be fair, that's most bike news I've ever gone to when you've camped over at weekend. There's been a moped race that's been like mostly C50s, C90s, all sorts of shit. Back in the day, the Honda Express. They used to be riding around on C90s. There'd always be somebody could turn up on
something else, wasn't there?
There'd be somebody turn up on a Putch Maxi or something like that.
Old Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, aye. Don't forget the Thomas. The catalogue special.
Catalogue special.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My lad bought one of them.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to fuck off because it is like 2 o'clock in the morning. Or 1:45 now.
You want to change your fucking clock, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It says 11:15 on this one, so.
Is that how you know
you are?
But yeah, being 3 hours ahead and still trying to adjust to the time difference.
How long have you been there, Jim?
Since Sunday.
Sunday
night. Yeah, I got here Sunday night, so I mean it takes me about a week.
Body clock's still trying to acclimatise, no doubt.
Yeah, well, in the UK, I used to guarantee that I'd wake up at 7 in the morning, and I was supposed to go and look at a house the other day, and I was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock, and I woke up here at 10 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock in the UK. So, I was a wee bit late, but
yeah. Shit happens.
So you're looking to move, are you, Jim, in Turkey?
Well, we're just looking around at the moment.
Just being nosy.
Nothing till the house sells. But once that is done, then we're looking at sort of like Selçuk, which is Kuşadası sort of area.
Well, there's no need for
It's near Ephesus, so you might have heard of that.
Ephesus? It's got pieces off down that.
What, mate?
Ephesus. It's a good pizza shop uptown, Skeg.
It's not
It's
bad,
Turkish,
is it?
then, obviously.
Yeah, we get some good kebabs from there.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say, it's got to be a Turkish kebab shop or something with a name like that.
Yeah, it
Probably.
is. Yeah.
But if you go in there and talk Turkish to them, you'll get extra, guaranteed.
I can talk bollocks.
I used to do it
I've
all the
noticed.
time. You go in there, you talk Turkish with them, and they're like, fucking hell, and they give you fucking loads, mate. You come out there stacked up.
Yeah.
Just like
Right,
if you go
I need to do some Turkish, Joe.
if you go in after 5 o'clock, you just say İyi akşamlar, and it's like, job done.
İyi
It's
akşamlar.
good evening. İyi akşamlar is good evening in Turkish.
So it's all right as long as you're, I'm bound to fuck it up, aren't I? And they'll go.
Hey up, Chuck.
Hey up, Chuck.
Yeah.
I'll probably mess it up and translate it wrong and be saying something like "shows you tits," which if they're obliged, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Hello, as long as you don't say "Horus Fuchujuk," you'll be fine.
We'll say what?
I should probably have you on speed. I'll probably have you on speed dial with him saying, "What did you say?" Right, okay.
Horus Fuchujuk. You son of a bitch.
It just sounds like you choked on your beer.
Tell me about sausage being done. His sausage is being done.
Hey?
Yeah.
Bev says Horace Spudgy junk. But, you know.
Horace Spudgy junk.
Horace Spudgy junk.
Horace Spudgy junk.
Yeah.
How is Bev, by the way? Is she all right?
It's yeah. Well, she's pissed that she can't be out here, but yeah, she's okay. Bless her.
Good. When's she going to come over?
Well, we don't know because obviously you guys probably don't get the news over there, but they're on about putting a lot of cities into lockdown up here. So the main cities that we fly into are going into lockdown, and there's no flights from Bodrum direct to the UK, so she can't get out, and I can't get back. So
yeah,
we don't know yet. We don't know.
Oh, that's a bummer, Jim. That's a right bummer, mate.
You have to find the lady of the night then.
Hey?
I said it looks like you're gonna have to find the lady of the night then.
Fuck that. Bad enough just walking up the fucking mountain.
That's the whole point, Jim.
No, by the time I've walked up the fucking mountain, I'm fit for fuck all anyway. So.
Hence the reason why you need the Himalayan as soon as possible.
I wouldn't even. I tell you, mate, I wouldn't even be able to get that up here.
No.
They're doing a lot of renovation and restoration on some of the old houses and the ruins up here, and where they've been coming up and down with the tractor removing the stuff. They've fucked the road royally, so you'd even struggle to get a Land Rover up here.
Yeah, looks like you got to buy a tractor.
So, well, no, we're just hoping to sell the fucking house.
Yeah.
Once everything's done, we'll sell the house, and we're gonna look sort of sell trip way, something like that.
You'll sell the house, and they'll put a brand new fucking road down there, guaranteed.
Well, we had a lot of trouble with the paperwork because they tried to say it was in the wrong place because they changed the maps every 10 years. And they said that our house is supposed to be where there's a road. And I turned around and said to him, well, that's a bunch of shit because there's no fucking road there because it's a mountain. I said, if you want to put a road in there, you're going to have to dig a fucking tunnel. And they looked at me and they didn't quite believe me. So I showed them an aerial picture of it, and there's a fucking cave behind our house where this road is supposed to be. So
yeah, good luck, boys.
and they're like on about, oh, you might have to pay you know, to buy that bit of land where your house is. I said, okay, if I pay for that land, then you can put a fucking road in.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I said, I'm not paying you another fucking penny to put road access into our house because there is none. Well, we came back in August, and the guy that's doing the legal work for us, he actually went into the office and they've now found a loophole where, because the house was here prior to them changing the maps, and when they actually first built the house, it was in the correct spot, they can't now change it. So we haven't got to pay for anything, and all they got to do is rubber stamp it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is
They
common
sort
Madness.
sense about it, isn't it?
it is common sense. I mean, basically, it's just the Millie Park being fucking assholes, and the
Yeah.
government trying to screw money out of people, but they shut
Yeah,
themselves in the arse. So
That's what it comes down to, isn't it? They're just trying to make a penny out of somebody wherever they can, isn't it?
So the
Yeah,
Turkish
yeah.
government's no different then.
hey,
I say the Turkish government's no different then.
obviously, I've got to be careful what I say because being out here, if I say anything derogatory about the Turkish government and their monitoring, which they do, I can get kicked out of the country. So,
No freedom of speech over there then.
not in public.
No. The bastards.
And do we?
I
I'm
have
not
to
sure
be-
if we really want you back, Jim.
He's like, can't talk to me like that. I'm fucking British.
Yeah, you tell him.
Skeggy, it doesn't matter where you come from. They will throw you in the slammer. You get 5 years in prison just for slagging off the government.
Yeah, well, come get me, Turkish government. I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're in the UK, mate, so you're all right. I'm not. I got to fucking
I
live
know.
here.
I know, mate.
And to be fair, there's probably more Turkish over here, but
Yeah. I tell you what, I mean, it can't be nice living like that, but when you weigh up the pros and cons and what, you know, if you're just living your everyday life, just moving on, you know, getting on with life, it don't affect you, does it?
You've just you've got to live by their rules and their laws and respect what they want you to do, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems. I get on with the gendarme because this is
Gendarme?
Yeah, we got
Are they French?
no. They've got 4 lots of security services. They've got the police.
Do they carry guns?
Yes.
Right, they're fucking right, aren't they?
yeah.
Yep.
You've got the gendarme. You've got the police. You've got Juvenlik, which is like the municipality security, and then you've got Juvenlik, which is like state security. They all carry guns. You can walk into a post office over here. There's a security guard there holding a gun, and they will shoot you. If you fuck about, they will shoot you.
That's it, you
They
see,
won't
the way
ask
I see it, if you're carrying a gun, then whatever you say is all right by me, sir.
Yeah.
A lot. You talk to them, and a lot of them are really nice people, like the coppers and that, and the security guards, and they'll have a fucking laugh with you. I mean, there was one down because where we live on the Dillick Mountains, at the top of the mountain, there is a NATO base. Not common knowledge.
Did you say on top of the idyllic mountains?
No, it's called the Dillick Iamadaza, which is the Dillick
Right. I
Mountain.
thought you said idyllic. I'm going to say, well, that's not
No.
fucking bad, is it?
Dillick. Dilec.
All right, yeah.
Now, there is a NATO listening station at the top of the mountains. Okay, you can see it from the house. So, basically, this is one of the securest places to live in this area because it's all fucking CCTV'd up the yin-yang. 15 minutes down the road, they got a gendarme station.
So you think you'd be all right if you got your bike, Nick, going up there? So can I have a look at your CCTV, mate?
Hang on. You say that. There was an incident about 4 or 5 years ago. There was this group of people. They actually came up to the village. They cleared out all the houses, piled it all down by the museum, which is like at the bottom of the village. Piled it all up and waited for their mate to turn up with a truck. What they didn't know was the gendarme saw it all on CCTV, waited around the corner till the lorry turned up. They nicked a fucking lot of them. And the only thing that didn't get put back was a half a bottle of whiskey that they drank while they was emptying the fucking houses.
Spot on.
Nice one.
So yeah,
Different world, isn't it?
It's securityed up the yin yang, mate. I mean, you've got to be so carefully. I mean, like you hear about people getting garroted in fucking France and all that. You don't get that here because they just fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
And you can walk down the street and you'll see 20 or 30 coppers or Juvenlik or Zabita or Gendarme. I mean, there's a restaurant I was at tonight before I came home. I'm sat there and there's these guys over the other side of the dual carriageway drifting in a car park. Next door to us in the other restaurant, there's a fucking copper sitting eating his tea. And you can get away with shit like that if it's a closed off area. They won't. But if you start doing stupid shit like threatening people and that, they'll come and shoot you. Simple as that. They do not tolerate bullshit.
So the old, I was joking. That don't hold much.
Don't work. Don't work. Shoot first, ask questions later. They can't afford not to be like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got like the Syrians and all this shit going on, and you know, so they do it, and you got to respect that. And yeah, the police and that, they'll sit and talk to you. I mean, I walked into the police station when I last done my residence out here. And the police sergeant sat at his desk and he's got this chrome fucking gun on this pistol sat on his fucking desk. It's probably fucking Wayne or something, but yeah, he's got this fucking Colt 45 revolver thing sat on his fucking desk. You walk in the door and there's coppers standing there with MP5s. Right, so
Yeah. You need a cat over there with a 357 Magnum. Yeah,
Well,
lucky folk. Oh dear.
well, I mean, like I said, I got a rifle over here. It's at my friend's house, but I shall pick that up at some point.
But I suppose the thing is with them, all that with their, you're saying how they're armed to the teeth, all these coppers and stuff like that. Does it feel intimidating, or does it just feel normality?
I actually feel safer.
Yeah.
I actually feel more secure. It's like, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been out here, but
No.
when you go to an airport, okay, now you go to Stansted, right? One of the smaller airports. You walk into the terminal building. You've got free reign at the check-in desks and everything. Thousands of people, right? You walk in there with a bomb, you could kill, what, 2,000-3,000 people in a hit? Over here, you go through security to get in the fucking building. Everything's x-rayed as you walk in.
Yeah.
And then you go, you walk into the building, you go through security, you check in. Everything's scanned, you know, go out to the aircraft when you check in. And then you go through passport control and you go through security again. And you're scanned and blah, blah, blah. And then you're actually scanned again before you get on the fucking plane.
I like how you class Stansted as a small airport.
Well, it is compared to like Heathrow.
Have you seen the side of Lincolnshire's airport, Humberside Airport? It's
No,
tiny.
we're talking major airports.
That is a major airport for us. We don't even have
No.
motorways.
No, it's
What do
not.
what do they have flying out there? Ditch hoppers.
Oh, we've got, like your
We've got
little typical holiday planes and the occasional helicopter, but
Yeah.
even
Ditch hoppers got two
Southend's bigger
propellers
than
and
that.
about 30 mile an hour.
yeah, our airport is a little bit tiny, I must admit.
Yeah.
Mm.
But,
You've got to bear in mind, like I say, we don't even have a motorway in Lincoln.
but I mean, it's not one of the major airports, is it? Not like Stansted, Luton, Gatwick.
No.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, but to be fair,
But-
I suppose with everything like that, with what you're describing, how you have to go through with the security and stuff, and the police with the guns and everything, it's just a normality. And if it's not an issue to you, if you're not doing anything wrong, what difference does it really make to you?
I mean,
Other than the fact that if somebody else decides to tip off, they're going to be sorted.
we don't get the problems that you get in the UK with stabbings and all this shit because the old bill are on it, mate. They're fucking there. So yes, I feel a lot more
Make our
secure
police
over
force
here.
look like they make our police force look like scouts.
I was just about to say,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're playing
Yeah,
at it then.
the point is, we have to be so fucking politically correct over here. It's all like you say. It's PC gone mad, and it is because they don't fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
But
And then the ones that do try to hide it, and then
people say to me like, "Don't you get fucked off with it?" Well, no, I don't because at least I know I'm fucking safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not doing anything wrong, why worry about it?
Yeah. Similar here, mate.
Yeah.
We don't have any worries like that about feeling safe.
Mm.
I don't feel unsafe walking streets here.
I wouldn't have a problem if our officers were walking around with sidearms or whatever.
No.
I don't care.
No, but when you're walking with a nightstick and a fucking taser, when the bad guys have got guns and knives,
Yeah, precisely.
you know
And
what I
they're
mean?
the ones that they're the ones that are going to lose out. And
That's
quite
it.
frankly, if I must admit, I wouldn't think twice about arming the police full stop.
The thing,
over here.
thing of it is, the police here are not gun happy.
No.
It's
No,
an everyday thing.
Yeah, I think the word you were looking for was knob jockeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's an everyday thing, and they're not power hungry. I mean, they're just guys doing a fucking job. And like I said, some of them are really nice. I mean, we had one arsehole down here who was a bit of a dick, but then he actually ended up in prison because he was assisting with the people that were shipping people out from a village about 20 kilometres down the road from here to Samos, like the Syrian refugees.
All right, yeah.
Mm.
They were shipping them across, and he was taking back Anders, and he actually ended up in prison for it.
Yeah, sorry, fucking shit.
And says him right then. Tough shit.
Yeah, and he
but
was
yeah,
a right arsehole. I mean, we went out on the NC when we lived out here before, and we got stopped because they have like road checks as well. Like every so often, they'll put a road check up and they'll check your license and all your paperwork for your vehicle and all that, which is good. Like checkpoints. If you go into a major town or a major city, there is a checkpoint there, and they'll like see the cars and they'll pull you in, stop you, and just check the car and make sure it's all above board. Well, we got stopped over near Akienikoi, and then we came through to Douambe, to Tusbergaza, and we got stopped again by this fucking dickhead. Now, what he was doing, because his mates were shipping people across to Samos, he was stopping the traffic from going through while his mates were getting them across. So it was his way of controlling the road. And he turned around to Bev and said, why do you not talk Turkish? You've been here long enough in Turkish. And he got this young lad to translate for him. Where I was talking to the other two guys, and they was like, "Oh, tobacco." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You want one?" So I rolled them a fag each. Couple of lads, fucking brilliant, absolutely great. Then this copper started his bullshit, and I said to them in Turkish, "We know why they're shutting the road, so his mates can get the fucking refugees across. He's taking backhanders." They let us go then.
Yeah.
So you know, he
Yeah, but
didn't
to be
know
fair,
that we
I mean,
knew what.
let's be honest. In every barrel, you're going to get a bad apple. But at the end of the day, if we had this situation in this country where our police were properly armed, I think we wouldn't have half the trouble that we had. Because
I think
some
you
twat,
would.
I don't know, because
the police in the UK have an attitude problem, right? They think because they're a policeman, they're better than everybody else. Okay.
do you think that? I've
That-
not come across
yes,
that with
I do.
any police
Yeah.
officer, to be honest.
A lot of police in the UK have a fucking attitude problem.
Yeah.
They think they're better than everybody else, and they use intimidation tactics. They're actually trained to use them.
So is that their
stop
fault, or
people.
is it the fault of the training? At the end of the day,
It's not on an individual level. It's not their fault, but on the policing of the country.
Yeah. It's the attitude of the police as a whole. They have an attitude problem. Oh, we're better than you because I'm better than you because I'm a copper. Well, hang on a minute. I pay your wages. You do a job to protect us.
Yeah, you're a public servant.
Exactly. Over here, that is what they are, and that is how they behave. In the UK, they don't. They think you give them a little bit of power, and it goes to the fucking head. So I think if you gave them a gun, if you armed the police, you would have problems. You'd have like you have in America, where they're shooting people just for shits and giggles, like, you know. Whereas here, you don't hear about it because they don't do it. It's part of everyday life. It's been like that for so long that they've actually become.
But that's down to tuition and conditioning of the people that are being your, if you like, you use the word servants because you pay their wages. At the end of the day, they've got to uphold the law. And now you put them in a position where someone's standing there with a samurai sword and all you've got is either a night bloody stick or a silly little taser gun that can give them a tiny little electric shock. And you've got this bloke in front of you going bloody nuts with waving a sword around. They can only do so much, can't they?
And because they to be armed, can have tasers, because tasers, without being silly, a taser can be used on anybody and they don't give a shit. Because after me having 5 heart attacks, if somebody uses a taser on me, I'm dead. No ifs, no buts.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. You've got two levels.
Don't be a naughty boy then.
Yeah, but you've got 2 levels. You've got 2 levels. You've got a taser, which people will use because it's just something that should be able to just suppress. Whereas a gun, if you let that off, that is going to stop somebody and stop somebody potentially for good. So your power of thought is going to be different, surely.
Yes.
But
surely it's going to be different because
I had a friend. He was on firearms. Okay. With the Met. Now he actually left that and went back to being a village bobby because of the bullshit that he had to go through. They're actually trying to immobilize you, so basically shoot you in the leg or in the shoulder, not a vital part of the body. Okay. But what they don't tell you is once they discharge that firearm, They're on suspension for 2 months under investigation to make sure that was a lawful shooting. And that's why a lot of them don't want to do it. Because there's so much bullshit. And that's why he gave it up.
And that's what's got to change. That's what's got to
Mickey
change,
Johnson's
doesn't it?
name was he was on the Met Firearms, and he come out of it because he says it's just so much bullshit.
Yeah, I totally get that, and that is what's got to change. The attitude's got to change. The fact
the
is
attitude
that
of the government, the police, the whole fucking shooting match has got to change before they can arm our police.
I would say the people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
I think
in
the
answer
problem.
to your questions, no, I just feel so much more secure here.
Now, you see, I would feel more secure if the police were armed and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I suppose you've got to rely on the person that's holding the weapon, but it's the same thing if they've got a nightstick. It's the same thing if they've got, they can go over the top at any point, but you've got to hope that they're going to be trained correctly and use it to the right situation. If someone's just having a kick-off, you just suppress them physically. If somebody is coming at you armed, why the hell shouldn't they have the equality of being armed themselves, so that they can justifiably suppress that that aggressor straight away, rather than worrying about well, if I do that and then I'll be in the papers and then we'll be suspended and all this bloody bullshit. I think a lot of things that we're seeing go on in this country, probably, if arms were a standard thing, probably wouldn't have happened. That's just my opinion.
A lot of it, Pete, is down to the Americanisms, as in, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
You know?
It is.
It's all the Americanisms. I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
Who came up with the idea that a burglar that's robbing your fucking house has got more rights than you have?
Yeah, I know. Bollox
No fucking chance.
I'm telling you, any burglar that's watching this now, you come in my house, no fucker else is going to hear about it. Nobody
burgles me, they won't find them.
They won't fucking find them, I tell you.
But it's just, I don't know. I'm glad to be out of the UK.
Not unless they go searching concrete boots in Boston Docks.
The trouble is we've got so bloody PC fucking correct, and we've always got to be looking like we're doing the right bloody thing when it's not necessarily the right thing.
I think
it's about impression rather than it's impression rather than action.
Yeah. Know what you mean?
It's hard to describe. I try to put in words what I want to say, but we've always got to look like we've got to be doing the right thing, and we've got to be taking everybody's thoughts, opinions, beliefs, attitudes together. When basically, if you're misbehaving, you get tipped over. It's that simple.
The worst thing, though, Dobby, this is the worst thing. Is exactly what we're doing now. Social media, or should I say, anti-social media? Because there is so much bullshit spread by this outlet that
Facebook and Twitter.
It's literally ruined the world. It has, hasn't it? It's ruined the world when you come down to it, because people are so frightened of saying the wrong thing, and it's wrong.
I'm not.
What has happened with the UK? I was told this by a black guy. You've actually been made a minority in your own country.
That's right, exactly the case.
Powell was right in the 70s. We are being slowly invaded.
It's like another thing out here. I mean, in the UK, if you was flying the Union Jack or the George Cross, you would get told to take it down.
Fuck off.
Okay?
I
Yeah.
fly it.
Out here, they fly flags everywhere.
Yeah,
All
but
over
can
the
you fly
fucking
yours?
place. On the houses. Hey?
Can you fly a British flag?
Yeah.
Good.
If you fly a
Nobody-
British flag over here, nobody's going to tell it to take it down. If they do, just say fuck off.
Yeah, but they would tell you to
Right.
take it down.
I used to live in Clipston, Mansfield, and the council, Newark and Sherwood Council, told me to take my George Cross down.
Yep.
Would
And
you
I
tell them
went,
to fuck off?
fuck off.
They tell
Yeah,
you
exactly.
to take it down in case it offends people. Okay?
Yes.
Bollocks.
Out here,
Well,
No,
don't be
bollocks.
shit. I was born in England, Englishman.
Yeah.
I'll fly the fucking English flag.
right?
Exactly.
Now,
You just say fuck off. No, well, perhaps not fuck
yesterday-
off, but no, I'm not taking it down.
yesterday, in
But if
Turkey,
you're a council house, you lose
the
flag.
whole country was flying the Turkish flag. Okay, you see it every day,
And good on
anyway,
them.
but yesterday was actually what they call Cumhuriyet Bayramla, which is Republic Day. Basically,
Yeah.
it's celebrating the Republic of Turkey.
Yeah.
Right. And that's good.
Um,
And why shouldn't they?
Okay, and they actually celebrate their country.
Good.
The UK doesn't. The
No.
UK doesn't. Now, if you're flying a flag and it's deteriorated, like started fraying on the edges and all that, they will fine you for
Yeah, because it's
defacing,
disgraceful.
defacing the flag. Okay,
And so they
Mhm.
should.
if
Mhm.
you go into a shop and you've got money and it's got a like small tear or something like that in it, or it's all tatty, they will not take it.
Has to be transferred into a bank first.
You have to go into a bank and change it because they
Yeah.
will not take it because it's defacing Ataturk and Turkey.
Exactly the
Yeah.
problem with the UK at the
Right.
moment. They've got no pride in the country anymore.
Exactly, and that's what you will
No,
find
no,
if you
actually-
guys ever come out here. The
You're
pride
not
in
allowed
this
to
country
show,
is
it's not
overwhelming.
that we haven't got pride in the country. You're not allowed to show pride in the country.
Yeah.
No.
That is the point I
and
was
they-
saying. And the trouble is that you say, Skakes, we haven't got pride in this country anymore. I think probably 99, well, I don't know how many percent, but people have pride in this country. We're just not allowed to show it anymore because and it's not decrying and it's not a racist thing, but we are so suppressed by other nations in this country that we have adjusted our way of life to allow them to live here, and we
in
are not
actual
allowed to
fact,
show our thing.
in actual fact, it is not them.
No,
It is us
not them.
that has done it. It's not them.
Yeah.
It's us. Us.
No, I'm not.
Us.
I know. I'm not
There's more
saying it's.
people.
I'm not saying it's them.
It's
The
fucking
problem is
snowflakes. Yes, the snowflakes.
Yeah.
we have become so politically correct that we are oppressing ourselves. And
Mhm.
because we've got such a majority now coming over here of other nations, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But we are suppressing ourselves. We are stopping us from celebrating what we are, and that is
Yep.
wrong.
Right.
Because
Now,
if
in Turkey,
I want to put my St. George up, I will put my St. George up. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
I'm English, and that's it.
but-
And-
over here, they expect you, if you're going for citizenship and all that shit, like they do in the UK, you have to learn the language. You have to
Yes.
speak Turkish, okay?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Correct.
You should speak English over here.
You have
Correct.
to integrate into their society, okay?
Yeah.
Now,
yes,
I went to Didim.
100%.
When we lived out here before, we went to Didim because we were getting our residence and all that shit. We sat in an office, and this Turkish guy turned around to this English person and said, "Why have you not learned Turkish?" this person turned around and said, well, they all talk fucking English, don't they? And I'm like, that is so
That's an
much the
insult.
attitude of the UK.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is
That's
such
an
a
insult.
fucking insult.
That is an
I
insult to
mean,
that country.
the amount of respect I get because I talk Turkish. I
Mm.
learned Turkish for 6 months before I actually moved here the first time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which. It doesn't matter which country you're talking about. It doesn't matter which nation you go and live in. The old adage, the old saying, "When in Rome."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
you want to go and if you want to go and live in Turkey, Jim, for example, fine, go and do it.
Yeah.
But yet, then you, as by your choice of going into that society, you have to make an effort to learn the language. You have to abide by the rules. You have to respect their traditions. You have to
integrate into
Do you know
their
what I mean?
society. Basically.
Yeah, precisely.
Mm.
Precisely, because
now,
you are regardless, you are still a guest in their country. And that's all. That's what I'd expect from other people to do here, but they don't.
Who's in control of the
government? Because the government.
Why? What's up?
Just get comments on the bottom. Get my last comment up there.
Okay, hold on then.
Which one?
I haven't.
The bottom one.
That one.
Yeah, bottom one.
That one.
And this is exactly the thing. I've just ordered 3 flags for my bike. Being a cruiser, ideal to fly a flag on the back of it. When I do Armistice Day, etc., I always fly a Lest We Forget and a British Army flag. Well, mine are a bit tatty, so it's like, right, okay, time for some new ones. So I've just ordered a new Union flag, a new British Army flag, and a new Lest We Forget. And it's
Good
one
lad.
of those where I will quite, I'll put them on the bike and I'll ride uptown. Fucking won't be tired any twat that comes up to me and has a go at me for flying. I'm gonna tell you what, because I should fucking deck them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Whenever I go on holiday, I always try to learn a few words of that country's language.
Well, I did the same.
Yes, please, and thank you, and stuff like that. It's courtesy and manners.
Yeah, I did the same in Spain, and then got told that there's no need for that because apparently they don't use please and thank you.
No.
No.
No.
So you say that,
No,
Stiggy.
that to me is total respect.
Turkey,
That's respect.
In Turkey, they actually turn around, when we first come out, they turned around and said, we can tell that you're English even though you speak Turkish.
Is that because
and they was like, I was like, how is that then? He said, because you say please and thank you all the time. They don't do it here.
Yeah. So, like I say, I mean, okay, you can have a laugh. First words I learnt in Spanish, Dos San Miguel, por favor.
Absolutely.
And the point is that the landlord, the landlady, the first thing she did was turn around and said, "There's no need to say por favor because you're basically saying thank you very much, and there's no need. We don't say please thank you over here. It's just a matter of saying."
The first things that I learned were merhaba, which is hello, and hoş bulduk, because wherever you walk into, right, whether it's a shop, post office, fucking going through a pee in the toilet.
I'm assuming the pronunciation to them sounds okay when you say it, because to me it just sounds like you've had too much beer.
Yes. Basically, they say hoş geldiniz, which is welcome. I mean, they have.
That almost sounds Icelandic.
I don't know about Icelandic, but there is a lot of dialect in Turkey. Like you've got a bit of French, bit of German, bit of fucking Arabian. It's like a mix and match language. It really is. I can sit and watch TV and they're talking in Syria, and you can understand some of what they're saying.
Yeah.
because it crosses over, or
Right.
Iraq or Iran. It sort of integrates into the languages around here. But the first three things that I learned was Merhaba, Hoş bulduk, which is a reply for Hoş geldiniz, which means welcome. I mean, they welcome you into a fucking toilet. They have attendants there, and it's like, Hoş geldiniz. They welcome you to the toilet, you know.
Do they,
That's how
want, do they want your bottom for you?
No, they don't.
So when they
And
say
the
that,
other one-
you turn around going, are you fucking gay or what?
And when you when you go, Jim, they say thank fuck for that. Piss off.
No. They just outside smoking, and you know. And the last one was tequila, obviously, which is thank you.
No, I must admit,
I appreciate what you're doing, Jim, because I'm a big believer that when in Rome, you know,
yeah,
you should
and
do that.
the amount of respect. I mean, the amount of respect you get just for doing it. I mean, like you'll sit there and you're like learning to talk, and you're like, just because of it, they'll buy you a coffee. Like, Joe,
yeah, but also with respect, Jim, you're not just going over there to have a holiday. You're going over there to live. You're trying to be part of the community. You're trying to be part of the lifestyle. And that I find absolutely amazing. And when you get somebody that moves into a country and makes that sort of effort, I think it's wonderful, because that's what you should do. To me, I believe.
I mean, we went to Istanbul last year. We come across with Mum because she wanted to go to Istanbul, so we went to Istanbul. Now, while we was there, it was the commemoration of Ataturk's death. Now, Ataturk is the founder of modern Turkey.
He's God.
Yeah, he is. In Turkey, Ataturk is God, right? Because he was the founder of modern Turkey.
Right. Okay.
Now, while we was in Istanbul, it was the commemoration of his death. And I thought, fuck it, I want to go and do this. So I went to Dolmabahce Palace, which is where he lived and laid in state and all this sort of stuff, because they said there was going to be this big celebration there. So I went. I walked all the way from Sultanahmet, which is the other side of the Bosphorus, and went to this celebration. And there was over 100,000 people there. The roads were fucking crammed, and it was absolutely packed. Now, I tell people that I went there for that, and they're like, oh, wow, why? I said, because I live here, and it's what you do. And they're like, can I buy you a coffee? Can I buy you food? Like, I'd like to take you for a meal. I was talking to this guy yesterday. He's a friend of the restaurant owner that I go to, and they were saying that I went to Sultanahmet and to the Dolmabahce Palace.
It sounds like you're talking backwards.
Now he's like so blown away by it. He's asked me to join in his daughter's birthday celebration that they were having at the restaurant, and he's a barber, so he said next week if I go over to their village, I can have a Turkish shave and a haircut.
Ali barber.
Just because, just because I showed respect by doing that. They respect me because of what I did.
Yeah.
So
I'm totally with that. I mean, when it comes down to it, I wish more would do it when they came over here. I get sick and tired of going on the markets, and all you wear is Indian or Pakistani or whatever, and just like, why can't you? You're in England, and the annoying thing is, they're speaking English. And then as you approach, they start talking Indian. And you're like,
Yeah.
why is that? You know?
If you want to be like that, fuck off to Wales, because that's what Welsh are like.
Well, yeah, they are. In North Wales.
Yeah,
North Wales. South Wales, totally different, strangely enough.
yeah. But you
in
go to
Wales-
North Wales, they
Yeah.
will speak English until they know your English, and they'll speak Welsh.
Yeah, which backfired on them once when our friend was with us who happened to be Welsh. And she sort of went over and gave him a right bollocking, and they just sort of sat there open mouthed and like, oh shit. You're Welsh. You know everything we just said.
Mm.
Yeah.
We had that down at the closest village to us is like 3 kilometres away. There's a restaurant there that we go to on a regular basis. We sat in there one night, and there's this group of lads, and they're talking about the Yabanja that live up at the top of the mountain. So I'm sort of listening, and Bev was like, "Are they talking about us?" I said, "Yeah." What they didn't realise is that I could talk Turkish, so I knew what they were saying.
Yeah.
The owner of the restaurant came in. Now we're friendly with him. He's like, I mean, he even invited us to his son's wedding and stuff, like, because, you know, that we get on with him. And he starts talking to me in Turkish, and I'm talking to him in Turkish, and these 3 lads are like,
Yeah.
because I understood every single fucking word they said, and they're
Yeah,
like, oh,
totally got the smacked as though say, oh shit, everything we just said he understood.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Have
I
any-
just
have
turned
any-
around to him. I turned around to them. I smiled. I held the house keys up. I said, "Ready, Mev? Ready, Manatar," and that was it. My house, my keys, and they shut up.
I tell you what, that must be such a cool feeling. Many years ago, when I went on holiday with my parents, I was trying to get to a bar to order some stuff, and I was getting barged out, etc. By it. It was actually a bunch of German people, and they were giving it all this mouthing off and stuff like that, and I didn't understand what the hell was going on, and I was just getting pushed back and back and back. I wasn't that old at the time. Anyway, about 10 minutes after it was obvious I was getting nowhere, my dad just walked up.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
Sorry, I
And-
was trying to make a joke then, Dobby, about you going away with your parents. I hope it wasn't that long ago, and then realised that I
No.
went on holiday with my parents last year.
Oh, that's all right. No, mine was a long time ago, bless. But my dad just strolled up, and he just suddenly started talking to these German people, and in dialects that was slightly unusual. Düsseldorf, I think, came from. I might be wrong. And they were so stunned that my dad could actually talk to them and basically tell them to go and fig themselves in their lingo. That it was almost like this, parting of the waves attitude. And all of a sudden, I got to the front and I thought, God, this is good. And I said to Dad afterwards, I said, what the hell did you say to them? He said, son, I'm not going to ever tell you that.
You got the same feeling as when I filter on my bike.
Yeah.
It's like the farting of the waves. They hear you coming and they just like they just part like the sea.
It was absolutely amazing. If you know the lingo,
I had that in a cafe once, and that was Germans, and they were standing there talking shit, and I just walked up, and they obviously knew I was English because I was talking in English. And they're
You
like,
was wearing a bow tie, weren't you, Jim?
and I just went, Entschuldigen Sie bitte, and they're like, whoa. They stepped back, and I walked up to the counter and said, eine Tasse Kaffee bitte, and I got my coffee and walked away, and they shut up. Because I got grade 1 and 2 in German, so I can understand what they fucking said.
What was that?
Yeah.
CSE, Jim?
Huh?
CSE?
CSE or O level?
No, O level.
O level.
Oh, you posh
Yeah.
bastard.
You snob.
I
You
got an
posh
ology
bastard.
as well.
It was an ology. Oh my
Ology? Which
God.
ology?
You get an ology of virtually a scientist. My boy.
Yes, I could be a scientist.
I've got a knowledge.
Who wants to be a brain surgeon?
I've got an A+ in campanology.
Oh, is it?
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle.
You know it.
Yeah.
Did you see the bottom comment, Jim, from Tracy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's it
I
say,
did
Jim?
say thank you.
yeah.
Jen-
Your penis is warty. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No.
So what did Tracy actually say?
Uh,
Kappa Nenchi.
no. You've got to understand. Thunderstorm coming in.
I can hear it.
That's the missus opening the
Smoking
door.
fucking. Huh?
I said that was the missus opening the sliding door.
No. She'd have a fucking long walk of 1,600 miles.
How
No,
do you
she's
pronounce?
Tracy is actually telling me to shut up.
Yeah, I was just about to
Is
say,
she?
how do you pronounce what Tracy said?
Capagenity.
Gennady.
Yeah, because the C isn't C, it is a J. They
You
have
see?
like two C's. And what is J and Ch?
See, they do this on purpose just to throw us bloody foreigners off.
It's like they have two S's. They have S and Ch. So two G's. One is G, the other one is Gay, which is silent.
And they reckon that English is hard to learn, you see.
Okay, Jim.
Actually,
So-
it would be harder to learn than Turkish.
So they say.
It is.
Yeah, the fact that we're... You mean where?
Carl's still learning.
Yeah, you mean where? Or there, or there, or there.
Look at me, I'm from Yorkshire. I still haven't fucking learned English.
There's two I's, but they're not I. It's it and two O's, which is O and U. So you've got to know the abbreviations to, yeah.
So that's Kappa Geneni. Genenda. So you pronounce the I as an A.
You have
No, as an E. Not an A.
Genena.
Kappa Genena. Genena. Genena.
Dobby don't go to Turkey.
No, I'll tell you what, Jim,
talking about
as much as I'd love to come and see you, I don't know if I ought to come, to be honest.
You'd be shot at the fucking airport.
Yeah.
Right. Here you go.
I don't think I'll get that far. Oh, bless you.
Oh, dear.
Oh, hello.
You were going about an hour ago.
Yeah.
I was. Right, here's one for you.
He was bored, and then we started talking about something he was interested in.
Yeah.
Right.
Turkey.
All right. There you go. Got
Oh,
that
God,
one.
what's he up to
Let's see.
now?
I don't know.
What the hell is that? Settler?
Is that
I take it that's wrong.
Is that pronounced je?
Well,
Gejale. No.
E.
E.
E. Ah.
That's an I.
E, which is good. Good.
Yeah.
E is good.
Yeah.
Gejale is night.
Yeah.
Jecular.
Jesuit.
Ejaculate.
Right, Jim.
Jesuit.
Ejaculate.
Ejaculate. Oh, because that does not say Jesuit.
Gedulaire. You got to roll the R.
Yeah.
Oh, eh.
I've never had
Ejaculate.
an arse to roll.
Gedulaire. Or you've got Eak Shamla or Egunler.
Yeah, okay. Roger Beach, that's Brum.
And mine's is quite simple. Good night to you too, Jim.
Or you've got good night, which is good day, or tonight, which is good afternoon, or.
Oh, good God. All I need to know is how much what I have to say to order a beer if I come over. That'll do me.
A bit beer and a bag of chips.
Honestly,
Una favour, por favor.
Honestly, Jim, what do you think of Turkish coffee?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah. There's
I mean,
a certain way you've got a certain way to drink it.
Yeah, drink it with water. It's sort of a little.
Yes. Yeah. You have your cup.
Little tiny cup about yay big.
Yeah, and then you have a little glass of water.
Water.
And you drink the coffee and you drink the water.
That's
You sort of take a sip of the coffee through your teeth, then you sip the water through your teeth as well.
Yeah. What teeth?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Indeed.
So,
yeah.
What? Why?
I don't know, but you can still get yourself a Nescafe over there.
Because the coffee is so strong, the Sijaksu or the hot water actually dilutes it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get gut rot, get gut burn. It does.
So you just get. Sorry, this is actually fascinating me now because I love coffee.
Yeah.
So you get 2 tiny cups.
No, 1 tiny cup and a glass.
You get a cup like that. It's about 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
And you
really?
yeah, and then you have Kajuk Bardak small glass.
Really?
Yeah.
Indeed.
With hot water. And you take them
I
out.
don't know, but you can still get yourself a Nescafe over there.
Turkish coffee and about put hot water. So strong, the Sijaksu or the hot water actually dilutes it.
Yeah.
I've got total double echo over this now.
Yeah, I was.
Sorry, this is actually fascinating me now because I love coffee.
Yeah.
So you get double echo.
No, 1 tiny cup and a glass.
You get a cup like that. About 2 inches tall.
We're now listening to what I said.
Jim,
really?
Who's watching YouTube?
I'm not. Okay, right.
Somebody flicked
Jim.
over and started watching YouTube, I think.
No, it's not me.
Pete, are you?
Pete.
No.
Sorry, Pete, as
I've
in
got
John
nothing.
Little. Are you watching YouTube?
He's frozen.
No, he's not. Pete, yo, bro,
Hello.
are you
I'm
watching
here.
YouTube? Are you watching YouTube instead of StreamYard?
Probably.
Because we're hearing an echo, and
Yeah.
if you
all
are,
right.
you need
I've,
to, yeah, I'm saying if you are, you need to mute YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah. I was trying to get the chat up, and it was because I can't. I'm only on StreamYard, so
Yeah,
I couldn't see the chat, couldn't see the Facebook chat or anything. So I'm trying to get them up, but it's knocking everything up with my system. So.
Bro, if you go
Okay.
over to the right-hand side, you've got private chat that it's on. If you go over to the right-hand side of your StreamYard, it says comments. Click on that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, you told me.
Yeah,
Right. Can we go? Can we now go back to something important, i.e. coffee? Jim, can you go back to what you were saying?
Yeah. Can you bring up the bottom comments?
What the hell's that?
No, the bottom one. Oh, sorry.
The bottom one
second
is
one. Mine.
Jim's Hablando Tonterius.
well, that's Spanish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
According to Google Translate, it's Turkish.
Oh, stop that! I want to know about the coffee now.
All right.
They said
Translate, it's
Little John buggered that all up.
I will just reply to Meist and say they said. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike says, go fuck yourself.
And Jim just said,
Yeah,
you
right.
too.
Sorry, is that the time already?
No, Mice just said stay safe or thereabouts. And good night.
But
And
Jim, I need to know about the coffee.
Cool.
Hey, shut up about bloody coffee.
Yeah, well, you buggered it up.
Yeah, so
Good
mate,
job.
right, okay. No, I was just checking the storm radar and checking out the window because I got a storm coming in.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
right. You have a 2-inch cup for your coffee or cave, as they call it here, cave.
Right.
And you have a Kuchuk Bardak,
Shoot.
right,
Oh,
which is
okay.
a small glass. Okay.
Mm.
Now you take like half a mouthful of the coffee,
Right.
half a mouthful of the sujaksu, which is the hot water.
Hot water.
It mixes in your yeah, and it mixes in your mouth, and then you swallow it, and that's how you do it.
I'll be
Yeah.
all smack next to you.
So can I ask
Huh?
a really silly question then? If you're
Yeah.
going to have these 2 cups, why not just mix them in the first place and just take the swig out of it?
Because some people don't have the small glass.
What?
Some people actually drink it neat. I drink it neat. Some people don't.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
probably.
okay.
Yeah, I like drinking it wrecked my guts.
I like a good strong coffee.
So it's basically a
It's,
choice. You can either you get given the 2 glasses, and you can either just take a mouthful from the coffee and support it with the hot water if you want to, or not.
Yeah, and they do
Okay.
ask you sujaksu, like when you get Turk kahve, which is Turkish coffee. They ask you if you want sujaksu, which is hot water, and you say yes or no. I
Okay.
never have it. And yes, you can stand your spoon up in it because you got all the coffee grains at the bottom of the cup.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what holds the spoon up. Now I use sugar cubes for my Turkish coffee because it dissolves and disintegrates, whereas granulated sugar doesn't. So that's how you get the sugar in it.
Wow.
So you use sugar cubes because it breaks down and dissolves, and
Yeah, they do
Right.
the same. They do the same in a lot of countries around that area.
yeah.
So I had my Turkish
Yeah.
coffee in Egypt.
Can I just say that there are only 4 people watching? One of those is me, and probably somebody else.
That's not me.
Probably somebody else on the hangout is also, well, Pete was in the, sorry, John.
It's my people now.
He was in the, have you still got YouTube on, Pete?
No.
No.
No.
Well, we're up to 5 now.
Oh, we're up to 5 now, are we? I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I was going to say because the numbers are dropping, and me and John Little are going to disappear.
Yeah, I'm going to as well, mate. To be fair.
I might as well call it a night then.
So I was just about to say what time was you planning on finishing. That was all.
There was no plan. Weggy was supposed to be hosting it tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so-
let's call it a day now and chill it out and get back next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
One easy swear word before we go that you can all learn. It's so fucking easy. It's bok.
Bok.
Bok.
Yeah, is that
Bok.
similar to fuck?
No,
Yeah, but what am I saying, Jim?
shit.
Swear word.
Like that one.
Bok.
That's nice
Yeah.
and simple.
Bok.
Us from Yorkshire can understand that.
I'm going for a bok.
Yeah.
There you go. You say that better. Right? What?
Yeah.
Oh, sod that. I'm going for a shit.
It's all talking bok again.
No, Skeggy. If you say Konush bok,
Kalush bok.
Konush
Konush.
bok,
Yeah.
Konush bok is talk shit.
Kalush bok.
Sen Konush bok.
No, Chase.
Sen Kalush bok.
Sen Konush bok. You talk
Sen
shit.
Knoosh Bok.
Yeah, Sen Kalush bok.
Yeah.
James,
Same canoe spot.
I'll ask
Yeah.
some words now. You tell me the Turkish for them. So take,
Go on. Take.
yeah,
Take. Take.
yeah.
Right. Next.
Your
Your. Yeah.
face for.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Take your face for. I know the shit
Okay.
word. Fuck.
Yeah. For a shit.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a bit like one of the German ones I used to use when we were in the army. It's like Nixophil Polizei. That the Germans used to go what, and no, to us Brits it meant it's perfectly understandable. There's not much cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same kind of that's that.
Beer bock itching using Oh.
Yeah. But
Okay.
honestly, every time I listen to you say something, it's like somebody's put a record in reverse.
Right then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
33
another
and a
one.
third.
Another. Yeah. Tracy's just putting up.
Sen Kalush. Customer.
Sen Kunush Tar Shakla.
Oh, Tashakla.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You talk
Are we
bollocks.
going to have a... Right. I'm going to head off.
They're all
By the end of this, we'll all be fluorescent.
I'm going to head off, lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we
Right.
call it a night?
I'm going to end the broadcast now. Night,
Yeah,
night,
end
all.
Good
No,
night,
everyone.
all.
Thank you
Night.
for joining us.
Next week.
I am planning something different.
Okay. Right, you can come in a tutu or something.
It's going to be riding
No.
down.
No, my friend has a restaurant over in Kushidasa. I'm going to take the laptop, link into his Wi-Fi, and I will.
Oh, you're going to have it in the
Broadcasting
restaurant and
from
we
there.
could all take
Yeah.
the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
Excellent.
lovely,
Which
chap.
evolved in England, yeah.
They can take
No,
the piss
no.
out of us, we won't understand it. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right then. Night.
No,
Ending the
night,
broadcast
everyone.
now.
Take care.
Good night.
Next
Take
week.
care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Son of a